if you did one topic for the whole show, let's say we did, no matter what it was, you would have a constant down curve. In other words, there's only a certain number of people interested, and that's the way radio works.
We're uptime.
And then what happens is they tune one topic, no matter what it is, we'll do this over a 3-hour period. One topic. Multiple topics do this. People tune in and tune out.
Okay.
So what I do to you is turn you into a multiple topic. I want you to know this so you don't think I'm ignoring you. That means we hit it, we go away, hit it again, go away, hit it again, go away.
Okay.
That's what we do. The reason I do that is you get new audience every time.
Got it.
If you kept talking, people would, it just doesn't work. It just, one topic never works. I mean, they just don't work. You interview somebody, it shows one interview doesn't work. So, it may even sound like we're repeating.
Right.
But we're not.
Okay.
You just got to trust
Walgreens
me.
has good news for everyone who uses Medicare Part B.
So, when it seems like, why do you ask me? You already said that. You'll know why. For the ones who are listening, for continually, there are a few that stay a long time.
Did you hit that phone, bro?
One,
He thought maybe you lit up a line on accident, no?
it won't hurt anything.
Okay.
What is that?
For those who don't,
Oh, it's a diet drink or what?
I don't know. It's just some
Protein or what is it?
just a bunch of vegetables.
Oh, okay. Superfood.
Superfood.
Yeah.
That's what we need.
And how long is the show? Is it about an hour or
3 hours.
3 hours? We're on all 3 hours?
7 hours.
You're on all 3 hours, but not
You
14,
got
but not all
the
3
ads
hours.
here?
Hours. Okay.
Do you understand that?
Yep.
You're on 3 hours, but not 3 hours.
I got you.
Oh my gosh.
Ah, we're back to norm.
All I care about is this.
Watch your laptop, man.
That. Back to normal? What do you mean? I told you I never went away. Never.
I missed him.
Do we have any towels in there? If we do, I'll come in and get them. Do we?
Coke Zero all over.
Stop. It happens. See,
It happens, right?
It happens.
All
You're
the
not
time.
kidding. There's two things that always happen. One, he tries to throw something in the trash can and misses.
Yeah.
Two, he spills.
Okay.
I get a hell of a kick out of it.
he's
Yeah.
laughing his ass off as usual.
Oh my God.
Can you imagine, Suzanne?
He says, wait a minute, is this really happening?
Mark never does
And
anything
my
at home.
son spills all the time.
Mark never spills. He's perfect.
Thank you.
When I spilled,
I did spill that one time when someone bumped me, and then I bumped it.
Now, if there was controversy about spilling, like there is about sexual harassment, I'd be in jail. I remember once it was Tommy spilled on me. Oh, me too.
Franken's got 3 now.
Does he? They're coming out?
Once one, it's like
And he's
all of them
holier-
are the same.
He's a
One,
holier than thou piece of crap. That's what I can't stand. The mightier they are, the bigger they. That's the
That's
thing.
right.
Exactly right. What a
That is right.
condescending son of a bitch he is.
the latest one says she was at a county fair a few years ago, got a picture. Her husband went to take the picture, and he just starts squeezing her ass during the picture.
Oh my God.
It takes balls.
I
I
know,
mean, I
really.
wouldn't even have the balls to do that.
Well, who's the guy that did that to Taylor Swift?
Yeah. Right here.
He was a DJ.
Yeah.
He wasn't. Did he work for iHeart or no?
No.
He worked for KYGO, I think.
KYGO. That's right.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Boy, did they have a big controversy. They fired him.
Boy, they got him too. She ended up getting her $1.
Oh yeah, that's all she wanted.
No. Yeah, she got. Yeah,
She got her
won.
$1.
Yeah.
She won.
But I mean, he was denying it, and you can see that on the picture. You know,
I know.
That was the best.
I know. They,
He's denying his hands on her ass, and there's a picture of his hand on her ass.
It's just,
He's
it's
like,
exactly
"Wasn't
real
me."
strange.
Wasn't
I was just touching her back.
Yeah. Yeah, his hand is like all like this. Like,
Yeah.
So I explained to Joe the on and off of topics.
yes. You guys really listen on any topic we're doing. Anything you want to jump in, you want to be part of the show. You want to
That's
help
another
people.
thing I didn't tell you. You want to be a personality because people need to love you and trust you. Because you talk about anything.
That's right.
That's another thing I forgot.
Like if we're talking about business and how one's being, if you have something to chime in, chime in, because it makes you personal. It's not just, trust me, it's selling you guys, not necessarily your product. Once we, over time, sell you guys, then you're off to the races.
Shooter Show.
I need somebody.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. You remember Saturday Night Live had a skit years ago called the Pepsi Syndrome?
I don't recall that one.
Do you remember that movie about the meltdown of, what was it, 3 Mile Island?
Yeah, China Syndrome, wasn't it?
China Syndrome. That, yeah, well, no, but Saturday Night Live did the Pepsi Syndrome because the guy that was manning the nuclear plant spilled a Pepsi on on everything, and they called it the Pepsi Syndrome. And the China Syndrome, by the way, is what they call an out-of-control reactor. They say it'll burn right through the Earth to the other side. That's where it came from. The reason I mention that, I digress, right? Today, it's a consumer show. Why am I talking about that? Because I happen to spill my Coke.
Oh, and it's a once-in-a-lifetime thing to say.
Yes.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Anyway, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. For many people, it's a short week. So we got to solve your problems pretty quickly. It is a short week. People are going to be taken off. Some people are off right now because of Thanksgiving. I'll tell you, we have a lot to be thankful for. One thing is this show, because we are able to help a lot of people. Over the weekend, the guy that runs Park It Right, you notice I didn't mention in the summary I put on YouTube, I did not mention the company name at all, actually. If you notice that, Mark. On Facebook now and on YouTube, I have a consolidated story. It's about 5 minutes and 30 seconds that brings together all the live Facebook and YouTubes we did about getting this woman's car and taking the boot off that we believe was illegally booted. It's a very interesting story, but he responded to me and had to be, what, 14 paragraphs, 15 paragraphs?
Bizarre.
Bizarre comments, and then re-commented again. You can tell this guy is not with a corporation. They don't have a board. They don't have, you know, say, you can tell this guy is just a maverick. He's upset. He's taking this as a sword fight with me. He's feeling violated. Here's the point. Okay, it's a very simple thing. We went out and took a woman's car off a parking lot with a tow truck and cut off the boot and gave it back to them because we thought it was done illegally. Here's the simple premise. No matter what this guy says, we weren't out to go after his company. We weren't out to destroy his property. You cannot arbitrarily, even though there are no laws, I'm saying common decency tells you, you cannot just arbitrarily boot a car and say you have to pay us to get it off. This woman parked in a spot that was not marked in any way, shape, or form. In fact, there's not one parking space in that entire project marked no parking, not one saying designated for residents only, not one that says visitors only. Now, there are your normal handicap spots, right? But she wasn't in one of those. So what I'm saying is at the entrance of this parking lot, at the, what's the name of the apartments? The Grove Apartments, at the entrance, and it says covered parking by permit only. There's some awning parking, and there carports, and there's some garages. It says covered parking by permit only. It also says immobilization and booting takes place here. It also says that strict parking rules are in effect, and parking rules are posted. And that's it, okay? It said, then you drive in, and you would normally then say, okay, I'm here visiting my mom or somebody. Where are the parking rules? They're not posted. There are no parking rules. There's nothing that says you must park in this area if you're a guest. You must park here if you're a resident. There just isn't anything. This woman went to visit her mom. There was an open parking space, and she was booted. We thought, you know, you can't do that. So this guy has the nerve to say, you destroyed my property. And I'm saying to you, no, you immobilized her property. We took her property back and cut it free and gave you back your boot. That's the whole issue. If private property owners want to boot cars, more power to them. But I believe common sense tells you you would have a no parking sign, or you would say no visitor parking, residents only. Visitor parking here, but they don't. Nowhere are there signs that warn people except at the entrance. This guy said that's enough, that all we have to do is post a sign at the entrance. So if they post a sign at the entrance saying there are strict parking rules enforced, immobilization is in play here, okay, then where do you park? If you're a resident, nothing says you can park here. If you're a guest, nothing says you can park here. Are they saying no one can park? It is completely arbitrary. I mean, completely arbitrary. So we removed the boot, and he says he's having it criminally prosecuted for destroying personal property. Well, if I walk up to your car and I put a boot on it and you take it off, why should that be destruction of personal property? You're not a policeman. You don't have a contract with me. You have nothing that says that you can impede my personal property. If you don't want me on your property, simply put up a sign, no parking. She would have never parked there. If there was a sign that said no parking, she would have never parked there. If a sign at the entrance said parking in assigned visitor spaces only, she would have never parked there. She would have looked for assigned visitor parking. But there are no such signs. That is the entire issue. You can't simply slap stuff on someone's car and then charge them $300 to get it off. He says, oh, a part of that's a deposit you get back when you return the boot. We only charge $150. This guy is completely nuts, in my opinion. He has no logical reason for booting a car. As I said, I have nothing against private property owners enforcing parking. If you say parking for customers only and you're not a customer, you deserve what you get. I've had calls time and time again of people parking, being towed, or being booted. There's nothing wrong with it if people know. But you can't do it arbitrarily. Now, by the way, there is no law that says you can't do it, but there's no law that says you can do it, okay? So I'm just as right as this guy is. This guy says, you can't take my boot off. I'm saying, what? What will prevent you from booting every car in there and saying they're parked wrong? Because there are no rules. You could say, this one's parked wrong, this one's parked right. This one's parked wrong, this one's parked right. You just make it up as you go. So I want to call Grove Street Apartments. Grove Street Apartments is the one that hired this company. I want a spokesperson from Grove Street Apartments, and I want to ask them if they will give a comment. How do they determine who is parked right, and how do they determine who is parked wrong? It's a very simple question.
Two things. One, let's not forget they recently changed the rules over there. So this woman, everybody out there has got to understand this. She parked there numerous times, same spot. How would she ever know as a visitor that they changed it?
His argument is they sent out emails and told the residents. Okay. But what if I don't notify a resident? What if I just come and visit? She went and visited her mother. What was her mother going to say? Oh, make sure you only park here or there. There are no signs. Her mother didn't even understand where they were supposed to park. It's very easy, Grove Street Apartments, and I encourage people to tell Grove Street Apartments, and they can't be the only ones. But we can't let crap like this go on. We can't let it happen. I am tired of power being taken away from people, and we have to eat crap. We are told you gotta do it. No, you don't have to do it. Grove Street Apartments, I am saying one thing. Put up damn signs. Why should they get away with booting people arbitrarily? Put up signs. Put up a sign that says, visitor parking here only. It's that simple.
But you don't want to do that. You want to know why? Because you like what is going on. And they should not be allowed to do it. And by God, if Centennial Police want to arrest me for this, I am demanding a jury trial. I will take this all the way to the Colorado Supreme Court and to federal Supreme Court if I have to. Logic and common sense says you can't do this to people. You can't do it. And I want a lawmaker listening to come up with some laws. There are no laws regulating booting on private property. Do you understand that? The Public Utilities Commission does not regulate booting with private companies. Do you understand? Anyone can boot a car on private property for any reason. Do you understand? That doesn't make it right. Anyone can boot any car on private property for any reason. There are no laws. There should be a law that says, just like with towing, even on private property, you cannot tow unless there is a conspicuous sign warning of towing and the conditions. There should also be conspicuous signs for booting. Now, I hope to God there is a lawmaker or someone who works for a state lawmaker that will see that we get a law done. There's got to be some control on private property. Every day at Grove Street Apartments, you have people being ripped off by Park It Right. And if Park It Right is employed at other places, I don't know how they work at other places. You see, really, it wasn't Park It Right's problem that Grove Street Apartments did not have signs. It's Grove Street Apartments' problem. I mean, Grove Street Apartments and Park It Right are two separate companies. Park It Right, in order to do it, should tell customers, at least sign your property. This guy says there's signs all over the place. I'll bet you he's never been here. I'll bet you the guy that owns Park It Right has never seen Grove Street Apartments. You want to make a bet? He's never been on that property? So, Grove Street Apartments, in my opinion, is responsible. The property owners are responsible. If I was going to hire someone to boot cars on my property, I would make damn well sure that I had signs up warning people and telling them where they can or can't park. It is logical. It is common sense. Park It Right is Park It Wrong. And Grove Street Apartments should not be allowed to get away with this. I don't know how other apartment houses do it. They may have adequate signage. I don't know, Mark. Do you? I don't know.
The one right next to Grove we accidentally went to when this whole thing began, they had signs posted every 30 or 40 feet, residents only, blah, blah, blah,
Good.
and where the visitors were.
Good.
So it's these guys. And by the way, that long-winded crap response that guy gave on Facebook, do you realize he tried to come off like he was a consumer advocate?
Right, and he's doing this to help people.
Because here's how he's helping people. Because he doesn't tow your vehicle. He makes it so you can get it back if you pay him right there. You don't have to track it down.
And it's cheaper than towing.
Yeah, that's the most idiotic statement I ever heard. He came up with a business plan where he doesn't have to buy tow trucks, and he can still blackmail them.
Now, we have a very special guest today we'll talk to in a little while, something that I think you really need to know about coming up. I want to tell you about Frank Duran, the real estate man. This is a time. I just mentioned him. I was looking for some property. I just had an idea, and he went crazy. I'm telling you, he said, you know, he found a great idea. He said, here's some houses that went off the market. Listen to this. And they didn't sell. So, I think you can get a great deal on them before they come back on the market. Sometimes they take them to cool them off. Think about that. He is so aggressive, whether you're buying or selling, if you're looking to list a home, looking to sell, looking to buy. Frank Duran, therealestateman.com, 303-920-1622.
Welcome to the show, guys.
I love it.
Great.
A little quiet today.
We're a little calm today. We'll try to pick up the pace.
Hold off to the side. Still some looky-loo backs up there. Seeing a little bit of flooding on the eastbound side of
You see those Facebook numbers, though?
Between University and Colorado. Watch out for delays on that stretch.
713% up. 713.
Look at each other. The high 66. Tonight, partly cloudy, breezy overnight. 37. Right now, cloudy and 57. with your traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30 K-How.
Do you have the dates to their seminars on here, or do you need them right now?
No, I can go online.
I'll print them out for you.
It's actually the
products. Colorado,
the 28th.
I remember all that.
Yeah, but let me, here.
I'll print them out for you on the sheet.
Print them out because I want to talk.
Okay, go ahead.
The 28th.
November 28th.
That's Tuesday.
Where's that one?
North Glen.
6:30 p.m.
6:30.
I want to give just a number of the landing page,
Then
really,
the
but we'll
29th.
tell when they are. But really, the
November.
thing is, we say next week, call now.
29th.
29th, 6:30.
Where's that one?
Lakewood.
Get your life back. I invite you to my office
Mark,
for free.
I say we say call now.
Find out for yourself.
No, that's what we're gonna do. They need.
Then,
No, I'm gonna put. I gotta have.
And then the last one is
What
Thursday.
time is the 28th?
What are we going to give out? I'm not giving out
They're all
individual.
What?
They're all 6:30.
We shouldn't give out individual dates, Mark.
Well, you can give the dates or not give them. I'm putting them down for
Okay,
you.
I'm going to give the dates, but I'm going to say roughly what the dates are.
But I'm gonna give you the landing page to bring them.
That's the one I want.
And then the last one is Thursday, Centennial,
December
30th. November.
Oh, November.
Yeah, they're all November. November 30th.
Are you a homeowner who's tired of paying mortgage
In
insurance?
Centennial,
Hey, it's
6:30.
Ross Kaminsky from my friends at American Financing. If you own a home in this super hot Denver market, you've got
Where's
to
the
know
sign-up
about
page?
American Financing can save
Go to
you money.
becomethebanker.info. That's my
mortgage consultants at American
Becomethebanker.info.
That's
I
the
got
page.
through a simple loan refinance. Even if your original lender can't help you, chances are American Financing can.
No phone number, right? We're just gonna push it that way.
Do the
So
home
why
number
not see
here?
what they can do for you?
I don't mind
There are
giving
no
a phone
upfront
number.
fees.
303?
You may even be
I'll
able
who's
to
answering it
lower
right
interest
now?
rates.
Oh,
So
I
start
tell you what,
saving
then I'll tell you what,
upwards of
let me give you
$1,000 a
the
month,
call
and you might
center.
be able to close
Hold on.
in as fast as 10
Hold on.
303.
Call now.
No, it's actually the call center is
303-695-7000 or online at
877
AmericanFinancing.net.
299
When
9957.
was the last time you
Toll
walked
free.
out of a mattress
Toll
store
free.
feeling confident about your purchase?
No.
Talks exist for one reason.
877 299
commission-driven salesperson
9957.
to dupe you into spending way too much money on a mattress.
Yeah, become
Hi,
the bank.
my name is Neil, and I'm one of the co-founders of Casper. Casper was created with a single goal in
I
mind:
got that, Mark.
deliver a great night's sleep at an incredible value. We sell the Casper mattress online, skipping the markups of mattress stores. And we let you try it out in your own home for 100 nights risk-free. In less than 3 years, we've rapidly become the internet's favorite mattress. In fact, it now has more than 20,000 reviews, with an average of 4.8 stars. Try us out today.
Someone told me if you order this mattress they're talking about,
Is it the purple?
I don't know. They said it comes in such a small box it'll blow you away.
Really?
Yep, but then after it's opened
No,
up,
I know. I've done it.
This is it the
I
purple?
did it,
Is
Mark.
it purple?
you got one of these or similar?
I got a similar one for my kids, the twin beds in my boys' room. They came like in a roll, like it was.
How do they do that?
And then it's a mattress.
Is it like memory foam?
Yeah.
Number one job site. The entry level or giraffe? No, Joseph.
Hey, Joseph, can you look at, is this, I got your banner. This is what will come on.
Their first job post, premium visibility.
So is that good? Becomethebanker.org, and that's your number there?
Yeah, that's my
.info.
Is that what you want?
So we were talking about.
You want something else?
I'll do something else.
What we do, Okay.
Oh, what you have You want to be, you want to
299.
be on the right side.
And yes, you do have two Simply Flowers.
Okay, well, just like that, we have over.
Here's his. Hey, make sure that number's right.
Keep listening for the keyword to text. Weekdays from 4 a.m. to 8 p.m. It's the Cash Grab on
Yeah, it is. It is.
Denver's Talk
It's right.
I need one.
right.
Okay, hand it to him.
Mark, I haven't had his enough for that. I'll go downstairs.
Going right now?
All right, I have special guests, and people, I'm going to tell you something. I very seldom talk about investments on this show. Very seldom. I'm going to get to all of your calls, I promise. Sarah with your workers' comp. Jan with the Denver Post. Elizabeth with wages. Please, just hang on. I will get to you. I very seldom talk about investments. But this investment is, honest to God, so basic. It's for everyone. It's not just for people like Mark who wants to day trade, or people who have hundreds of thousands of dollars to get into real estate or whatever, okay? It's an investment for everyone. My friend Joe, I've known him, God, for so long. Joseph Ciano, how long have I known you?
Tom, I will leave
20
over
years.
20 years.
Okay, now listen. I'm telling you when I tell you that you cannot go wrong with this investment. That doesn't mean it's the best investment in the world. It's the best investment for some in the world. For some. But if you listen to it, please, this is something that I want you to find something wrong with it. I truly do. If it interests you at all, I'd like you to go to this landing page and watch my video. And then sign up for a seminar, okay? This is not, okay, let's put it this way. This is not an expensive thing. He's not going to talk to you about how to get rich in real estate or how to get rich in this. He doesn't make any more money on this than normal commissions for insurance, normal insurance. But let me explain this. His purpose is not to sell insurance, but it does have to do with insurance. But he tricks the insurance industry. He's taking advantage of tax laws. I'm going to say in a nutshell, the government says if you have life insurance, if you personally have life insurance, they allow you to invest in that life insurance policy, and they allow that policy to grow tax-free, just like a qualified plan, except the money you put in is not deducted from your taxes. It's like a Roth. The money you put in is after tax. You can put in gobs of money. That money can grow tax-free. Then, in order to make it legal, you have to buy life insurance. But Joe, the purpose is not to sell life insurance. Conventional life insurance people try to get you a big giant policy so they can make a lot of money off of you. You try to sell the smallest amount of life insurance for the most premium, but explain why.
Absolutely, Tom. You know, that's a great
lead-in.
Lead-in, absolutely.
Yeah. No, seriously, I'm sold on it. Tell them why you want to sell very little insurance, the minimum you can for the product.
Yeah. The Become the Banker strategy deals with purchasing the most premium that you can put into a policy with the least amount of death benefit.
Right.
So that means that you can actually grow your money because we have a very simple plan with a very simple formula that offers a 4% guaranteed tax-free rate of return plus dividends, and the money inside the policy, it's liquid, Tom. And you know, you were so passionate about
what I mean is this. You buy a small amount of life insurance just to make it legal, okay? Now, then the government says for X amount of life, you can put away this much money. For this much life, you can put away this much money. You find the best balance for you and put away every year as much money as possible. Only a small amount of that goes to the insurance, right?
That is right.
How much actually goes to the insurance?
Normally about 40%.
Okay.
Between 30 and 40% of the premium.
Of the premium, but you can put in more than the premium.
Absolutely.
See, it's only 30 or 40% of the premium, but you put in more than the premium, and the reason...
To build it up.
To build it up.
To build a pool
because
of money.
it's growing 4% tax-free, plus dividends go back in there.
Absolutely.
So with dividends and 4% and tax-free, what's the effective rate of return normally?
Well, today, dividends are really low because they go with the economy.
Yeah.
So we're looking at maybe 1% on the dividend.
And 4% on the guarantee. 5%.
But it's tax-free, Tom.
Which is like 8 or 9%.
Exactly. After paying
and
taxes.
it's guaranteed.
Guaranteed.
That's
nothing
the thing.
to do with the stock market.
No.
And you can borrow against it.
Now, that's the whole
point. With no
point.
penalty.
That's the whole point. If you put this money away in a policy and you build up 100,000 or more, it's easy to do when it's growing tax-free and when it's compounded and when also you have dividends. It's all working for you. When you want to buy a car, Joe, give a scenario of how they become the banker.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they just take a policy loan.
They want to buy a car. They take a policy loan.
They pay cash for the car.
Okay.
And then they pay themselves back whatever they were going to pay the bank.
They pay back their insurance policy.
And to themselves. So
and when they put interest on that loan, that interest is going to them.
Absolutely. So you're going to be recapturing not only the principal, Tom, but also the interest that you would have lost to the bank.
Rather than paying interest to the bank, you pay it to yourself.
Exactly.
And it goes in your life insurance account. And grows tax-free. Okay.
That's right.
How much normally do people spend with interest on everything they buy?
34.5% of every dollar they make goes to finance companies, credit card companies,
counting houses,
cars, and
cars,
credit
college,
cards.
credit cards,
Yep.
everything. You're paying about 34.5% in interest. Then you're paying another 30% in taxes.
36% to be
Okay,
exact.
so
36%.
you end up with maybe 20 or 30% of your own money.
You got it.
And this way, you never have to take once you build that cash value up, if I want to buy a washing machine, literally, I take a policy loan.
That is absolutely right.
I don't have to use a credit card.
You do not have to use a credit card.
And I pay myself back
what you would have paid that credit card company.
And then eventually this turns into tax-free retirement money we'll talk about coming up.
Yes.
Or tax-free money anytime you want because you get to pick when you retire. It's unbelievable. Hey, Jan, what's going on with the Denver Post?
Yes. Hello. I've had the Denver Post for 26 years since I've moved here.
Yes.
And they always, I received a postcard from them last week, and they've decided to pay $4. We have to pay $4 for a supplement 4 times a year.
You have to pay what?
$4.
As opposed to what?
For their advertising specials.
What?
So this year...
What do you
Hold on, I don't understand that.
I don't either. You pay for the paper, right?
Right.
And then you have to pay in addition to that to get what?
To get the Black Friday ads.
Are you kidding me?
Talk about desperation.
They're going,
My God, $4?
Well, it's the death knell. These guys are dying anyway. The Denver Post will not even be around in a few years. They're dying. They're dinosaurs. They're looking for any way they can to live.
Well, here's my issue. I pay yearly. I pay $249.95, and my contract is up May 7th of 2018. I'm to get the paper every single day. So this year you have to phone in on this postcard, and it said, I thought I'd call in and opt out, they call it. So I phoned in, and they said, oh, no, you just don't get a paper that day. I said, wait, I have a contract with you.
Yeah, you do have a contract with them.
I have a contract with you. I have it on writing.
How can they change the rules in the middle of the game is what you're saying.
Right. So now my question to you would be, or to the public, how many people... So the advertisers are paying them top dollar money to get Black Friday, which is the largest one of the year. I'm to pay $4 to buy your ads.
So they're telling you that you have to buy this special edition.
That is so bizarre. Just the ads, though.
But I don't get a paper that day then.
You know, if you don't pay, you don't get the paper.
Right. And he said, oh, there's no problem with that. He said, well, I said, what do you mean? And he said, well, all you have to do is, he said, we extend it. Instead of May, it's actually, I just have it here in writing, May 7th of 2018. But he said, we extend it one more day.
Did you say you have to pay it four times a year, though?
For these special editions.
And one is Black Friday. When's the other one?
Skiing and summer camp or something.
So 4 times a year, they're going to have special editions that you have to pay for.
But this isn't brand new. This has gone on a few years.
Wait, you've been paying for special edition?
No, I don't pay for them. I opt out.
Oh.
But like last year, she actually got a paper, right?
I got the paper.
Now they're saying you don't even get the paper. Let's clarify that with the Denver Post. Let's call them.
The good news is they'll fix it. The bad news is she needs to get a computer and start looking a different way.
This landing page for this overfunding of your life insurance to offer you tax-free growth and borrowing power from yourself, it's called Become the Banker. If you want to see the video and sign up for a seminar with no obligation, please look at this page, becomethebanker.info. I have a video there. I want you to look at it. And please, I'm serious when I tell you this, I want your honest-to-God opinion after you see that video with any questions. Becomethebanker.info. You know how I dealt with stem cell therapy and everything else. There are no secrets on this show. If you don't believe in something, you let me know. When I believe in something, I let you know. When I find out something's bad or good, I let you know. This, I have looked upside down, inside out. I can find no downside to it whatsoever. Becomethebanker.info.
It's time to give thanks for family and friends, and especially.
But the caller in the Denver Post, she was also wondering if the advertisers know if they got to pay.
No, that's a good point. Now they're making the advertisers, their ads don't get to everybody.
That's right. Exactly.
I wonder if they tell their advertisers that. Hey, by the way, people can opt out of your ads.
That's exactly right.
Christ, most people pay for that. They pay the $4 not to get the ads. Seriously. The iHeart app, if you pay $9.95, no commercials. You don't pay the $9.95, you get commercials.
also like convenient locations. That's why.
You know what I was thinking, Tony? You know, you were so passionate about the boot that this lady had placed on her car. We basically take the boot off. Financial strategy.
No, you do.
Because see, like the qualified plans, they have you shackled.
You're right.
So
you're right.
When people basically get rid of those shackles, they can achieve more financial security.
But without some advanced comprehensive
Unshackle. We unshackle people's financial dreams. Yeah.
Saturday here on 630 House as a comprehensive retirement planner.
This is a great one about Clinton now.
Background as a CPA.
No, Mr. Clinton.
For more than 20 years here.
He was, listen to this quote here. Clinton helped Burkle, who's a billionaire playboy, generate business and flew around the world on Burkle's private jet in the early 2000s, which was nicknamed Air Fuck One.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
No, here's a pedophile.
And he'd have a bunch of late teens.
Who did?
This Burkle with Clinton. 4 girls stepped forward, all in their late teens at the time, 18, 19. So they were apparently legal. But they were low-level employees of Burkle. But when Clinton was with them, he'd have all these girls flying on Air Fuck One with him.
I've done extensive research.
So that came out before me. Wouldn't come out.
They're internationally recognized for their work with stem cells. They're all MDs working with living stem cells
They have
harvested
to,
from your own fat or bone
I don't know if
marrow.
CNN has,
Strategically
though.
delivered with
They really love the
injections.
Clintons, man.
Only MDs deliver.
Remember they gave the Clintons they gave Hillary the questions that were going to be on the debate that one night?
I remember that.
That's love, baby.
Painful joints, knees,
You definitely have it on Gawker and all of those. You don't have it on mainstream right now.
No, Drudge is the only mainstream. You know, Drudge is the #1 site in the world. More people visit Drudge than any other site in the world, including Google. Drudge is the #1 site in the world.
Regenerative Clinic, Centennial
Are you
Shop,
kidding me?
303-963-9201, 303-963-9201, and on my referral list at referrallist.com.
And the weird part is, it's really just links to other stuff. It's not even like it's its own content. It's pretty amazing.
Even afraid to go out in public. Dr. Barrett's with Barrett's Dental Ear. I believe that you deserve a smile that you can be proud of so you can live your life the way you want, with the peace of mind that you can smile without embarrassment and that your mouth is healthy. At Barrett's Dental, we want to help you get your life back.
I see some of the flags were half announced today.
Why?
Where you can find out for yourself.
Yeah, right. Yeah, right.
No, I'm kidding. Charles Manson died.
Yeah, he saw that.
He did die?
Yeah, he's dead, man.
85?
He's in hell right now.
Anyone mourns his death?
Can you
imagine? Causing you to live a life of quiet desperation, call me. I'll take great care of you.
If you're looking for a safe place to take care of all your dental needs, call Barrett's Dental at 303-731-1308 or visit denverdentist.com.
Are you looking for a medical clinic with an affordable concierge program? You know, concierge medicine is great, but oftentimes it's just too expensive. I want you to do what I've been doing for many years now and join the concierge practice at Grossman Wellness Center. Dr. Grossman and his Wellness Center offer many concierge
Okay, I'll clarify. It is
individualized care, including doctor visits and lab testing.
It floats between 1 and 3 of the most popular political websites.
Focus on bringing you the numerous health benefits of bioidentical.
So it's like way higher than CNN.
Personalized and affordable concierge health care program that's focused on you and designed to make sure that nothing falls between the cracks. Consider a mini concierge program at
30 million unique monthly visitors.
And don't forget to mention me, Michael Brown, for a 50% discount on your initial consultation.
Breitbart, 60 million.
Today at 303-233-4247 or visit online at Grossman Wellness.
Yes, he literally has 2 simply words.
Get your peace of mind back. Go to advancedtaxsolutions.com.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Wake up with Ross Kaminsky mornings at 5 and listen to me every afternoon at 1 on Denver's talk station 630 KHOW.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino. So the Denver Post not only charges advertisers a premium to advertise special times of the year like Black Friday, but now they're charging people to pay for these supplements in addition, or you don't get a newspaper. Is that right, Suzanne? Did you call the Denver Post?
I haven't called the Denver Post. I'm sorry, I was working on the apartment one.
Okay. We need someone to call the Denver Post. Let's get Daphne up here. And Deputy Dan, you might want to call. We need to call the Denver Post for Jan. Suzanne's trying to get a hold of Grove Street Apartments. Meanwhile, Elizabeth, what's going on with you? Elizabeth.
Oh, shit.
Elizabeth.
Hello?
Yes, hold on 1 second. I delayed it. Don't worry. I got it, Drew. I'll just wait. 303. Is Drew there?
Did she cuss?
I got it. Yeah, she said, oh crap, in the other word.
Oh, my gosh.
So just, I'll come back to her. Sorry, listen, your problem, Elizabeth. You can't say stuff like that, okay? While we're here, I just want to tell you again, becomethebanker.info. We're talking about these seminars going on next week. Please find out about them. I know you can find one near you. It's the investment for everyone. Here's what I want to know, Joe. To get started with this life insurance and funding, and of course Jordan can talk too. I don't care who talks, Jordan or you, your son Jordan. I just need to know, what's the minimum? I mean, and I want to be realistic. What should you commit to for it to be realistic? For a monthly premium. Now remember, folks, only a small portion of this premium is going to insurance. The purpose is not to buy insurance. It's to purposely overfund it so it can grow tax-free and get a big cash value. What's the minimum?
Just like anything else, Tom, the more money you put in, the better.
Yeah, but when would you not bother? Come on, when you know there must be a price where you might think, don't really bother right now.
The minimum to make it work.
For you, yeah, what would
$200 a month.
That's what I would say.
$200 a month, but you can put as much as you.
That's Starbucks money.
That is right. That's actually 4 Starbucks.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, $200 a month.
A day, you know, I'm doing 4 Starbucks a day.
Now,
not a month.
Now, $200 a month would get you started in building cash value quickly, and you could build up a fund to borrow against, and when you borrow, remember, you're making more money because you're paying yourself interest instead of the bank. It's not money that you wouldn't pay anyway. You would pay it anyway, but you'd pay it to your credit card. And also, this is not a qualified plan, and that's good news. Why are we happy it's not qualified?
Because, you know, basically you have no shackles, I guess, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
No boots, like you were talking
no
about.
boots like on the car.
Right. So,
but what does that mean? Without being a qualified plan, you can do what you want.
It's totally liquid.
Put in more money.
Totally liquid. Put in more money. Take money out.
Borrow anytime you want.
Without a penalty.
Yeah.
You don't have to be 59 and a half to access your money. I mean, it's totally...
You don't have to be 59 and a half, and it grows as much as you want it to.
Absolutely.
All right, we're going to keep talking about this. Meanwhile, becomethebanker.info. Please look at that tape and let me know your honest-to-God opinion. Now, Elizabeth.
Hello?
Yeah, try to refrain from the old crap. Okay, so what's going on with your wages?
I was served with a wage garnishment without notification back in 2014.
Well, the service is notification. You said you were served with it. Well, that's what it is. That is notification.
I wasn't served. I guess I chose the wrong word.
Okay.
So my original debt started in 2011 for an apartment complex.
Okay, so they're saying you owe money 2011. Did they get a judgment?
They got a judgment, but they did not notify me prior to pushing it through the courts.
Now, hold on. This is what's important. Are you saying they got a judgment without you ever being served?
Yes.
Okay. Now, that could be true. Most of the time it's not, but it could be true. There are some people that do what's called gutter service. Do you know what that means? That means it's taken from the term gutter service, meaning the guy that was supposed to serve you throws it in the gutter, technically. He says he served you, but he really didn't. And I know people say, oh, that doesn't happen. It happens all the time. Then you don't show up, and the creditor gets a default judgment. Now, do you swear to God you were never served?
I was never served with writ of garnishment.
No,
However,
I'm not talking about that, Elizabeth. I'm talking about the original judgment the landlord got against you. How much is it for?
That was $1,856.
And what was the $1,800 for? Why did you owe $1,800 allegedly? Why?
It was unpaid rent and damages to the apartment.
Okay, now, on that unpaid rent and damages, I have two questions. Did you really have unpaid rent?
Yes.
Okay, now next question. At that time, did the landlord go and get a judgment where you could have gone, you were served back then?
They put a paper on the door saying I owed $18.56.
Okay. Did they say, or show up in court on a certain date?
No.
Okay. Okay.
No.
And
then it was sold to a debt collection agency 3 years later.
Now listen, here's the deal. Either you were served or you weren't. But it doesn't, I know this sounds crazy, that's a technicality if you were not served. If you could technically get the judgment thrown out.
She already said she got served. She said she saw the paperwork on her door.
No, I think that was the 3-day notice. Because
that was a 3-day notice.
That she owed the money.
On the door.
Pay or quit. But to get a judgment, Mark, is a separate lawsuit.
Hey, I got you now.
Now, here's what you have to do, because I don't have time to ferret through the truth and whether or not you were served or not. But there's a couple things for you and a couple things against you. Let's say you weren't served, okay? Then what you would have to do is you would have to prove you weren't served. I know that sounds crazy, but you'd have to prove you weren't served. And then they would throw away the judgment. And they could file for another judgment, but they only have 6 years to do it, and this is 2017, so they ran out of time. So you could technically get out of this if you were not served. Now, as far as, let's say they did get a judgment against you legally, they don't have to give you warning of a wage garnishment. That's where you're mistaken. Okay, Elizabeth? If they did get a judgment, they don't have to warn you of a wage garnishment. All of a sudden, your wages are just garnished. They don't warn people, okay? So here's what you need to do if you really care and want to take care of this. Go to the county where this judgment was entered. Get your case number. You have a case number. It would be written on the writ of garnishment. There would be a case number. Your employer would have it. Get the case number. Go to the county clerk, where the county court clerk and clerk of the courts with this case number, and ask to examine the case file. It is public record. I want everyone listening who has a judgment, who says they weren't served, to do this. Then you look at the case file. Inside, literally, this folder or this computer record, there would be a notice. It's a return of service. That return of service, Elizabeth, would say the date, the time, and the manner in which you were served. You refute that. You may not have been in town. Maybe you didn't live there. Maybe they gave it to someone else. That's how you fight it. Then you write a letter to the court saying, I looked at the return of service, and it's impossible. I could not have been served, and here's why. Blah, 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 blah. But that's what you need to do.
In fact, our people do that. Every single one they get a picture of, or the whole thing's video.
Wide open across town.
Yeah, and then if someone like this goes to court and lies, well, they're putting themselves in a perjury situation.
Yeah, I got a big traveling down towards Colfax, and watch out.
I never saw this guy before in my life. Oh, really?
There, that's between the.
And that one, you kept the box that they threw at you.
That's right.
Shape. The one that pointed
out. Was she going to kick it at you, or?
No, she threw it at me.
Cloudy overnight, breezy, and a low of 37. Tomorrow, mostly.
It looks like we designated North Korea as a state sponsor of terrorism.
57. With your traffic 6:30.
Yeah, bro.
This report.
It's a streaming question.
Yep.
So you've got a Roku streaming stick, right?
Yep.
Which one do you have?
Multiple.
You have the UT or the 4K. How do you like it? Does it work awesome?
Can I see that?
Is it?
I-5 is going to be for your main. What's it going to be for you?
Well, I'm trying to, probably not. Because I've got one now. I've got the Roku there, and I love it. It's awesome. But I'm trying to get one. I'm thinking of one exclusive because I've got a wall mount TV, and I want to have it there. And that's kind of our main 4K TV.
The other ones have more memory, though. Yeah, that's the only thing. You can actually fill up the stick fairly quick with different apps. I don't know many apps you're going to download.
I'm now with only got like 35 apps. That's literally on that.
They can be invisible.
Yeah,
You can get the whole
$70
or
whatever.
less sometimes.
I'm surprised they're 70. Oh yeah, because it's a 4K.
Yeah, it's 4K. Yeah, the CHD ones are like $40 or whatever.
I bet Black Friday, man, you can find that for $40.
Yeah.
What are you looking for?
Roku streaming stick.
Oh,
yeah.
I bet Black Friday, man, will have. I bet just even Walmart. Yeah. That one by you there now. Oh man, it's crazy. If you got stuff you want to buy at Black Friday, you go to the Walmart and the list. It's 1/4 of the people. It's not even close though. Deals are the exact same. That one at Castle Rock. Oh man, it's going to be your first time there. The outlet malls and that place, you just want to stay away.
Here at Devon's, we offer a wide
Sweet.
variety of top
Thanks,
scotch and spirits. We also have wine, well, draft. Service, fun atmosphere, killer cigar selection, newly felted pool tables, and a spacious patio. Enjoy the good times at Devon's Pub, 5 blocks west of I-25 on Hampton in the Happy Canyon Shopping Center. Time to clean carpets, and I know who I'll call. Zero Res.
Okay,
471-5150. Zero Res Denver.
I know.
The ones who clean my carpets before, time and time again. My carpets have never ever smelled or
Are you
looked
reading this
cleaner.
stuff?
And it's all done.
I know all about it.
Harsh
The
chemicals
one
or
with the
detergents.
FDA?
Hello, I'm
Yeah.
consumer advocate Tom Martino. Just $119. 3 rooms, pre-treated, cleaned, and sanitized.
I know all about that FDA action. It's nothing, and I can explain it. Well, do it another day. I don't want to take away from this. We got too much going on.
You can feel the
Do it
difference.
tomorrow.
I wouldn't have anyone else, and neither should you. When Zero Res cleans carpets, they get
She's
them
talking about the
really
same
clean
thing in every
with
single one.
Empowered water, no soaps, harsh
This
chemicals,
is
or detergents.
absolutely
Call Zero Res
no
today.
problem.
303-471-5150. Zero Res, the only system that completely leaves your carpet without residue. 303-471-5150. ZeroResDenver.com.
Home Sweet Home is brought to you by ADT. Home isn't just a place, it's a feeling. The feeling you're safe to enjoy the things that matter most. ADT lets you take that feeling with you wherever you go. Whether you're at your house, your business, or online, ADT helps keep you safe and secure. Security systems, home automation, alarms, and surveillance. So you can feel at home wherever you are. Learn more at ADT.com. ADT. Home Safe Home.
It's all the same exact case. Every one of them is the same case. There's not multiple cases.
Premium luxury and comfort savings.
And I know all about it. I researched it.
Okay. Or customize your comfort.
It's just their the manufacturing process, for lack
No,
of a better
no.
word.
What it is it's absolutely not the process that was wrong. It's that they were trying to do what was right. They were literally isolating it, and you're not allowed to.
Because that turns it into something
Exactly.
else.
So I'd rather somebody be busted for trying to do something like that than not having it at all. You know what I'm saying?
Are all these links the same link?
John Kilgore is in the captain's chair.
What's that?
Join John.
Are these all the same article?
Yeah.
Don't think aloud. Turn your head now, baby, just spit me out. Don't worry about, don't speak about.
I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. One Clear Choice Garage Doors. If you have any problems with a garage door, call One Clear Choice Doors. They're great people, run by a former Marine who runs it like the Marines, I think. Clean, ethical, honest, groomed, good people come into your home. You can trust them, and they will give you the best service. Broken spring, you sudden need, call them. You want an inspection, and you want to get it adjusted, and safety tune-ups, and lubrication, mention Martino, get it free. They'll put the sticker on the door and give you a written report. 303-565-6409. OneClearChoiceDoors.com. Okay, let's talk to, well, I already told Elizabeth what to do.
So we're done with her?
Yeah,
Okay.
she has to go get the case number, go and find the return of service, and then if there's a return, there's got to be a return of service, and she refutes it there or calls us back when she gets it. Make a copy of it.
And you know what's going to happen then. They're going to serve her.
Well, yeah, but it's been 6 years.
Oh.
So if she's right, she got out of it. If they waited this long. Larry, what's going on with you, Larry?
Yeah, I need to talk to you about emission control with the diesel engines in Colorado.
Okay, what's going on?
Okay, I took my 2002 Volkswagen Beetle to have TDI, which is a diesel engine.
Yes.
To have it checked for emissions. Now,
Is this one of the diesels, Larry, that were covered under that fraud case?
No.
No. Okay.
Yeah, that's correct.
What year is it?
2002.
Oh, it wasn't covered. Okay, this is not one of those years where they bought them back.
All right. Okay. Well, anyway, I took it in to have it tested.
Yeah.
And all of the emissions criteria passed. Now, the car has a glow plug control to heat the engine cylinders before you start. And that
well, what's the problem? What's the problem now? What can we help you with now?
Okay. The problem is that it passed all the emissions criteria.
Right.
Except that the engine check light was on. It was on because the glow plug circuit is disabled.
Okay.
And has nothing to do with emissions. In fact,
it failed the visual inspection because the light was on.
That's right.
That's the way it is. What do you want me to tell you?
I want to tell you that it has nothing to do with emissions.
Well, you're right. You're right. It has everything to do with emissions because one of the tests is that the engine lights are not on. So get you somebody to get it off.
Well, it has nothing to do with emissions.
Right, Larry, but it has to do with the emissions law. Larry, I understand you. I understand everything you're saying. You're telling me the emissions themselves are safe. But what I'm telling you is the letter of the law says, in addition to the emissions being safe, you must have the lights off. Now you're going to tell me what? What are you going to say in regards?
I was going to say that during the emission test, the glow plug light came on.
Right.
And then the indicator engine control light came on.
Right.
And yet it passed. So
okay, you didn't hear me. You didn't hear me. Larry, I have a rule on this show. The rule is I don't repeat myself more than 5 times. Goodbye. Okay? I can't repeat myself. The law says and, not or. It says and you will have no engine lights on. Not or. 303-713. 8255. Okay, so Elizabeth, I told her to get her case number, look at the return of service, fight it there. She has something else. Go ahead, Elizabeth.
And I will do that, but my primary complaint isn't their affidavit of service. It's more about the amount of money they're taking from me.
They're allowed to take 25% of gross.
That's not my complaint. They're taking the right amount per paycheck.
Oh.
However, I've paid so far $7,000 on an $1,800 debt.
Okay, hold on then.
I still have 2 years left.
Wait a minute. You have a right to an accounting. You have a right to an accounting. And this is going to be difficult because your employer can't get involved. You need to bring a court action for an accounting. Hold on.
Well, let's do this. Can Siglian tell us how somebody refutes the amount being garnished?
And you say, I want to start a business. Well, he went to work for a business, and he started to learn the granite business. Then he said, I want to start my
paid
business.
$7,000 so far, my God.
No, $17,000. Countertops. And he
what's the default rate? 8%? 7%?
Fees, lawyer fees. Yeah, but it can't be that much for God.
6 years?
Yeah, it can't be that much.
Why can it not be that much? 6 years.
Original bill. Oh wait, it was 6 years ago. You're right.
$1,800 plus attorney's fees.
You're right. And it accrued for a while. It accrues.
And let's say she's only making $12 an hour.
Here's the question though. How does she get an accounting? Certainly somebody has a right to an accounting. Ask Siglian. How do you get a right? Doesn't he do collection?
I bet she'd get one just by asking them.
Ask Frank if we have to. How do you get an accounting?
For Elizabeth?
Yeah.
Okay, that's what you were trying to say over the intercom? Okay, and then I have a College of Denver Post. The Grove called that gal about their parking. She said we have to talk to their HR people in Phoenix, so we have a call into that as well.
Yeah, and it's a fair question. Why do you there's no signage. Do you think it's fair that people...
How do you know Well, what I asked is what you said. How do you know who's parked there legitimately and who's not?
Right, and then, and
unless they have permits.
Yeah, and how can people know, how can visitors know?
Saying it should have happened.
Yeah.
That's another, I just like to get them on the
Yeah,
talk.
you're just like dropping in and surprising someone.
Right.
You know, it's crazy.
And during Christmas time, that's not unusual.
Right. You'll be making
We're not done unvoting
The
people.
designation, which was removed by President George W. Bush in 2008, will impose further sanctions and penalties on
Actually,
young
the thing
men.
that we
Chris,
Senator Al Franken says he doesn't remember taking a picture with a woman who claims he grabbed her rear end at the Minnesota State Fair 7 years ago. They feels bad. She felt disrespected. A radio host last
I told Tom, I said, it's an unbelievable business.
U.S. Open in 2006. A woman who says Alabama Senate candidate Roy Moore molested her when she was 14 says she's a Republican and denies being paid for her story.
Anything this has cost me.
The Corfman on NBC's Today Show, White House counsel Kellyanne Conway not saying flat out that people should vote for Roy Moore and not the Democrat Doug Jones.
I'm telling you that we want the vote in the Senate to get this tax.
Idiotic, just so Fox and Friends. And now the New York Times White House reporter Glenn Thrush is suspended pending an investigation of his behavior with women. The last leg of the Keystone XL oil pipeline in Nebraska. Here's Fox's Tommy J.
Well, the vote happened this morning.
Ron Johnson, yes. Frank Landis?
Yes.
Crystal Rose?
No. Another yes and a no by the Nebraska Public Service Commission brought it to 3-2 in favor of the alternative route for the pipeline. It was the last major
We have
road
not had one
building
complaint about a
project
woman harassing a
supported by
man.
the president. Opponents say they will appeal that decision, Chris.
Fox News, fair and balanced.
What's Caitlyn Jenner?
Walgreens has good news for everyone who uses Medicare Part B for diabetes testing supplies.
We
We've
have
got
not
your
had
back, or in this case, your test strip. Walgreens accepts Medicare assignment and full coverage supplemental insurance.
Yeah, it is
You
kind of
pay as
wild.
low as $0 out of pocket, which is the
Are
same
we
as
to
mail order.
conclude that only
Pick up the
men do it?
medications you rely on and
I think
save
that's
on all
right.
major
I
brands.
think that's a
Like
pretty good
Accu-Trade.
conclusion.
Walgreens through Metro.
Or
That's
if the men think would be a
It's great
compliment.
news. Talk to
Yeah,
your
but
Walgreens
that's exactly what
pharmacist
they're-
today. Walgreens, at the corner
Well, thank
of
you,
happy
ma'am.
and healthy.
That's right.
It's not every day someone squeezes my ass. Thank you.
Like prescription drug plans and Medicare Advantage.
There was the gay one, though,
Yes.
the show you like.
Colorado Senate.
Every year, plans
Kevin Spacey, I
So-
love
And Kevin Spacey.
Oh, and Kevin Spacey.
Start today. Use the tool.
There's 4 congressmen in Colorado that are accused of it.
1-800-Medicare. Paid for
There
by
are
the
4
Department of Health and
congressmen in
Human
Colorado that are accused of it. Accused of harassment. 4. 2 Republicans, 2 Democrats.
You mean a state lawmaker?
State lawmaker.
Mostly sunny with a high
And 1's gay.
Wednesday, partly sunny and a high
Who?
of 66. With a little help from Walgreens, diabetes won't slow you down. With caring pharmacists, medications you rely on. And
Well, there's
testing
certainly
supplies
more
for
heterosexual offenders, I
Where
would
is
say.
it convenient? And where do I matter? At Walgreens, at the corner of happy and healthy.
I don't know, proportionately, I don't know.
But finding the right people can be a real challenge. That's why ZipRecruiter is obsessed.
They're coming out of the woodwork, boy.
Well, you know what? That's good.
Yes, it does.
That's good.
Yeah, that is. But some of them are rather silly.
The most qualified
That
ones to apply for your job.
a comedian, he asked her to go back to his room, and then she said no.
Saving you time.
Well, then that's not harassment.
I agree, but that's some of the stuff that's
Who
coming
was the
out.
other comedian that actually invited the
So many
two
candidates are out there.
ladies to his room?
ZipRecruiter
Is that
is
30
the way to hire.
one?
Yeah, and then he began to actually masturbating himself
Oh,
in front of them. Remember that?
No, that's Weinstein, right? That was Weinstein's move.
No.
This is talking about.
It was a comedian.
Louis C.K.
Yes,
Oh,
C.K.
Louis,
There you
yeah,
go.
yeah.
There you go. That's
Okay,
the one.
so you're right. He also had one where he asked a lady and she declined.
Well, I don't think she said she declined. She said she didn't know what to do.
Yeah, but Louis C.K. did more than that. He pulled down his pants in front of
Yeah,
her.
he did.
No, he did the whole.
He did the whole thing.
He did the whole thing, man, like a monkey. That's some crazy.
Oh my God! I'd be so embarrassed. I mean, why
I would too.
Why would you do that?
Why do you feel like that's gonna like?
It's a monkey in the zoo.
I've seen monkeys do that shit.
Not even. I haven't seen a monkey do that.
What I don't understand is, do they think they're turning the woman on, or do they think?
I think it's some weird power play.
I think it's a sick.
Some bizarre power play.
You think it's a power play, or?
It has to be. What other logical reason is there? I'm going to make her watch.
Turn on, and they don't care. They don't care that.
How's that a turn on? Well, I don't know.
What if she starts saying?
What about people? There are people that expose themselves. There are people that expose
the old peeping Tom.
You're right. No,
You're right.
Or
There are people
what do
that
they
expose
call
themselves to people.
where they open the thing up?
Right.
What is that called? Flashing.
Yeah, but there are people that do it more insidious than that. I mean, I remember my sister telling me when she was just a kid at a library, some guy did it, and I don't know, they get some kind of thrill out of it.
You're right. Wow. You're right. Step above flashing.
How long have you done it?
Let's see.
That would be traumatic. Seeing Dan flash.
How old am I now?
Let's see, 23, 33, 43, 53.
40 years.
200.
That's true. Is the troubleshooter.
Now, Tom Martino, the Troubleshooter.
Help me if you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Welcome to the show, the only show of its kind anywhere. I urge you to check out our Facebook page, Referral List. It's Facebook/Referral List. Or go to, and Suzanne, is that Referral List with 2 L's or 1 L? I think it's, I forget.
It's either or.
If you want to look for it, it's, yeah.
I thought it was both.
If you want to find the shortcut, it's /referral.
Just type Tom Martino Referral List.
And then also, we're on YouTube as well, and this company, Park It Right, made some comments about our recent escapades freeing up a car. We'll talk about more of that at another time if you have any specific questions. And then we have a question about collection we're going to get to right now, because we have what I call world-class collection attorney on the line. He does a lot of commercial work. He's not on the referral list because he does mostly commercial work, but he's somebody that we talk to from time to time on collection work. And then we're going to tell you about what I think is one of the safest, best investments in the world for the common man. And I'm telling you, it's a wonderful investment, and it's outside of your IRA or 401k. You're not limited with this. We'll talk about it. And it's solid. It's rock solid. And you pay very little fees when it comes to this. It's not fee heavy. So first, I want to talk to attorney Frank Ball. He's a collection attorney. Frank, Elizabeth here has her wages garnished, and she's tried to do some math, and here's what I want to say. I don't know if Elizabeth is right or wrong. She said the original debt was how much, Elizabeth?
$1,858.
$1,858, and that was 6 years ago, right?
Yes.
And how many years did it sit without any payment?
3 years.
3 years.
The debt collection company bought it.
And then another 3 years it sat, right? Because they came after you in the 6th year, isn't that right?
No, they started garnishment on me in July of 2014.
And then okay, and then they stopped again, right?
No, they're still doing it.
Okay.
They say I've got 2 years left to go.
Okay, so here's to make a long story short, Frank. I'm not going to try to do math on the phone and reason with her whether she still owes or not. By her calculations, you've paid how much, Elizabeth?
$6,997.
Okay, that's how much gross they took out of your pay, is that right?
Yes, up until this date.
And then they say you have another year and a half to go?
2 years.
And how much will that be at the end of 2 years?
$7,572.
Now, is that $7,500 total or an additional $7,000?
Total, I suppose.
Okay, $7,500 on an $1,858 bill.
Yes.
I guess, Frank...
So I'm wondering how much interest are they legally allowed to...
Elizabeth, here's what I was just going to ask Frank. Here's what I'm going to ask him. Forget all that. Frank, when someone is having wages garnished and there's a judgment, let's just say for argument's sake, everything was done properly. They got the judgment, they got the writ of garnishment, things are being taken out. When is a creditor, Frank, entitled to ask... When is a not a creditor? When is a debtor? When is a debtor entitled to ask the creditor for an accounting?
Well, at any point in time, but let's back up, because you can do it yourself and just verify. You know, they say verify everything that you have. You go to the original court, and when you look at the original court judgment, that'll show you the principal, the interest, the cost, the fees, and the percentage rate.
Oh, it will. It'll tell you everything.
It'll tell you everything. So then it's not hard to calculate if it's a different animal if it's 8% interest versus 24% interest.
Well, what dictates the interest?
Interest is dictated either by statute or by agreement. So if there was an agreement between the parties, if it was a credit card or a doctor bill or a hospital bill or a lawyer bill, they'll say right in the agreement it's 8% or 24% or whatever it is. If there's no agreement as to the amount, then it defaults to the statutory rate, which is 8% per annum. So then all you got to do is, so then if it was really $1,858 and it's 8%, pretty easy to figure. 0.08 divided by 365 times 30 gives you the monthly rate times 1858 gives you $12.21 a month in interest, and then it's on the declining balance.
Okay. So
you can figure it out yourself. It's peculiar to me that a $2,000 bill goes up to $7,000 unless it's a huge.
But you have to add attorney's fees, right?
The attorney's fees will be on the judgment.
Okay.
But are they $2,300 in attorney's fees?
Well, you're not calculating any interest whatsoever. I mean, you can't just take the raw amount, Elizabeth. There's a certain. Let's just say it's $1,800 plus. It wouldn't be unusual to have $2,000 in attorney's fees, or would it, Frank?
It would be unusual because typically the only way you're going to get additional attorney's fees are by some kind of contract.
Oh, okay. So how much on top of the $1,858 would you expect to see in attorney's fees?
Oh, between $350 and $600, depending on the county.
So even if we say $600,
that seems reasonable.
So even if we say $600, okay, but then we have interest, and you have a certain amount of time it accrued. They got the judgment in 2011. They didn't even come after you till 2014. You had 3 years of accrual.
That's right. That's exactly right. I'll bet you the principal alone was $1,858. I'll bet you the judgment was for 4 or 5, and then 3 years later it's up to 7, and then they're taking it on 25% of her net.
Now here's the deal. Here's what I want to ask again, Frank. Is she allowed? Does she have a right to an accounting? And I'm talking about everyone out there who has collections. Do they have a right for an accounting?
Well, there's no right dictated by statute, but it's only good business practice and common sense. When somebody calls you on the phone, they want to know what they owe. You tell them what they owe.
But not what they owe. But if you can you see a schedule of what they've taken and how they've applied it?
Of course. I mean, you just ask for it, and then the lawyer will give it to you. Any lawyer who does not give an accounting is a peculiar lawyer.
Okay,
they are not giving me a full accounting. I asked them in July of this year to give me my full account records, and what they sent me is dates and amounts of payments, what I've paid so far, and what I still owe. What I really want to know is how much of my payments are being applied to the principal amount, because it seems
to a certain extent, Elizabeth, Frank, to a certain extent, Frank just told you how to do it. Go get the original judgment. That's the first thing you do. Right. And then do a spreadsheet. I mean, it's not rocket science. Find someone who knows math. Frank Ball, thank you very much. As I said, a Premier Collection Attorney, 303-629-7000. Elizabeth, really, that's all we can tell you at this point. Okay, just get the original judgment and start doing some figuring. You know, the woman who called, Apollonia has a comment on the Denver Post who's charging for special supplements during the holidays for Black Friday deals, plus charging their advertisers a premium. And the people who have subscriptions say that's pretty unfair. Go ahead, Apollonia. What do you have to say?
Well, basically, I heard the woman that called earlier, and I live in Pueblo, and that's the same thing that's happened to us. We signed up for 52 weeks. We paid for 52 weeks, daily and Sunday, and then they offered us the specials, and we opted out when we first signed up. Now we got a postcard the other day that says if you have to opt out for the Thanksgiving daily newspaper, and if you opt out, you won't be billed for it, which we've already paid.
We should ask the Post about this. I mean, this sounds very unfair.
We have a call in.
We want it, and the Bronco one was the other thing that we opted out of.
Okay, thank you very much. And here, the people who are calling are mostly elderly. That's because the Denver Post it's like a fish on the deck of a boat, dying, flopping around, wondering what to do. How can it get more moisture? And then all their old clients are dying, and it's terrible. They're dead. They're dead technology. Dead. Who wants a newspaper? My God. The Denver Post, what? Huh? I mean, come on, people. They fired mostly all the staff.
Well, and their subscriber
They have a
base is
skeleton
dropping off.
crew of old hack writers who wear hats and the press in the band, and they're so stodgy. They wouldn't know a creative sentence as if life depended on it. And and when they see a photograph, they say, what that? Evil. I mean, they don't know anything about imagery. I mean, the people are dying. You're dead. Denver Post, you're dead. Go away. I mean, you're killing your audience. Your only audience, they're dying off, and you're milking them dry. Just go to hell right now. Just go. Don't take them with you. Just people, you old people who need a paper, forget about it. Get a computer, get an iPad and read about it. You just Google stuff. You don't need that Denver Post. My God. Come on, people. Wake up. It's a new day. You can actually it's easier to hold on the can and everything, the iPad, for God's sakes. You don't have to fold it. There's nothing. It's just weird. Sarah, what's going on with you, Sarah?
Hi, Tom. Sorry, I've lost my voice a little bit, so forgive my raspiness.
What's happening?
I am a nurse at a hospital, and I was injured last year where I injured my ankles. I had to have surgery in January on my left ankle, and my surgeon at the time told me that he could not do anything for my right ankle until my left was healed well enough to tolerate fixing what needed to be fixed on the right ankle.
And what's the problem?
Well, right now, currently, my work denied the claim after the surgeon recommended surgery to do the right ankle in May.
Now, is this doctor a workers' comp doctor?
No, he's a third party. My work comp doctor sent me out to his facility because our hospital was too far behind.
And then it was the work comp's doctor that said that you need surgery?
It was the surgeon who recommended it, and then the work comp doctor and I had a discussion about it.
Does the work comp doctor agree?
Yes.
Okay, but your employer is denying it?
Yes.
Did you go through? Well, they can't. Not if the doctor recommends it.
Oh, they did, and they're saying that because I had an ankle injury in 2015, which I was upfront about, they're saying that it's a prior
So get
injury.
your attorney to fight it.
I am, but my attorney, we already went through the process of a settlement hearing because he pushed that I had to go to the settlement hearing. They didn't offer me peanuts, and I would have to resign and not be rehirable. I love my job, and I don't want to leave my job.
All right, hold on a second. Can we get a second opinion from Cliff Enton on this? Just hold on. We'll get another attorney to listen to this and see what they think. We have a lot going around. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center, you want to give yourself a great gift. How about a tinnitus treatment? Or how about a hearing aid? I got something great to tell you about Colorado Tinnitus. They have a Christmas special, okay? They have hearing aids that can help with tinnitus or with hearing loss, with one or both. They are iPhone, Android compatible. Yes, smartphone compatible. And you will get $1,000 off these hearing aids. But remember now, they're evaluating you based on who calls, and you have to be one of the first 10 callers to mention my name, Tom Martino. Here's how it works. You call today, you get in line for an evaluation, and then you're in line for this $1,000 off. We've done this commercial a few times, and they still don't have all 10 slots filled because you have to have a certain evaluation to make sure that you're a candidate, okay, for a hearing aid. So call this number if you have trouble hearing or if you have tinnitus, one or both, and you want to get $1,000 off a pair of hearing aids. Now, if you call, and you're one of the first 10 callers, If you decide not to buy it, there's no obligation, but you will be in line for the $1,000 off if you call now. 303-534-0163. Call for an evaluation, no obligation, but if you do decide to buy $1,000 off, 303-534-0163. That's helpforringing.com. Colorado Tinnitus and Hearing Center is on my referral list at referralist.com.
Telephone landline. Now you're starting to piss off the Denver Post readers. Because not everybody can afford the internet, Tom. Not everybody is as rich as you.
I'll bet you it's cheaper to get an iPad and go on the stuff than it is to buy
the paper. I like the jump walking the right lane. That play in there.
Yeah, the guy called and said, to tell you not everybody is as rich as you. Blah blah blah.
No, she paid $225. I believe for a year.
Apollonia said, she didn't say this on the air, that the Denver Post charges for a TV schedule too now.
Yes.
You mean the TV guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
59. Traffic and weather. I'm Pete Wagner. 6:30. Okay, how?
They used to.
I like the analogy of the fish.
Black Friday ads, even if you didn't take the paper, they throw it on your thing.
That's just like the financial products overseas. There's flopping in the boat there, trying to get moisture. No, really?
It's unusual to do commercials like this because you're an addict. Meanwhile, this commercial is mainly aimed at family because usually
55-inch sharp 4K smart TV.
How much?
$298.
Oh my God. You can't beat that.
Where's that? What do they got?
Wally World.
They got 6
Wally World? What's Wally World?
Walmart.
Oh. When can you go and get it?
Black Friday. 6 p.m. Thanksgiving. I'm going to hire Dan to go stand in line. I'm going to give you a cup of coffee.
People be in line.
There's a bunch of them. I don't think they do the onesies and twosies anymore because there's always someone dying when they do that.
Big fights.
720-893-555-9-720-893.
iPhone 6. $129. That's dirt.
720-893.
Yeah, no kidding.
Unlocked, no, ready to go. How about one of these?
Oh, that's that skateboard.
You stand on it and it auto balances so you can't fall. $148.
Is that on Walmart?
Wally.
Hi, Pat Miller, Dr. Ray.
I'm in the market for a new TV. I'm going to get a 75 or 80 inch in the next month.
75 or 80?
Probably 80.
From 1 to 2 for prizes and for your calls and opinions right here.
I don't want it curved though. Some people like that curve. I don't like the curve.
It's a gimmick.
Yeah, okay.
It's a gimmick.
I thought you could watch it.
Well, you
better
can.
from the
So
side.
tell me why
You're
that's
right.
important.
How many? You're right. If you had a crowd of people, I guess, and some people, you're right.
It's really
Now, if it curved around you.
No, they
That would be different.
What they did was they came up with something to make it different so people would upgrade.
Yeah, because at that point they were running out of shit.
You look at how cheap they are. Remember the tubes? You get a tube that was 30 inch and some
Shit.
were very expensive.
You got to pay to get rid of those old tubes now.
The government tax lien network is offering a free tax lien.
Just implode them in your trash can.
I did.
I don't doubt that.
Do you think anyone still has those?
Oh, I got a couple little tubes that
They'll even show you how to do this inside your own retirement account.
You use
So
them?
if you're looking to become a real estate investor without risk, then call 1-800.
We had a little one like this big,
to get your
and
tax lien kit.
it was like a Dora the Explorer one. It was Addie's when she was real little. We threw it in the trash can. This is in Castle Rock. We come home, it's sitting on the curb. We don't take electronics. So I mow the grass. I put grass in a trash bag, put the TV in, put more grass, put it up. The fucking thing was outside on the curb again. They went through, they pulled it there. Then I did the same shit, but I put like food and shit on top, thinking there's no way they won't just dump it. The fucking thing was out there again. At that point, I literally just put it in the garage, and there it sat. I couldn't believe they went through our trash to get rid of the TV.
How would they even know it was there?
How many times did they dig that small TV out of our trash? She couldn't believe it either.
7, 8, 9.
It was almost like a battle of the will with the trash guy. And finally, he won. It didn't matter where I put it, how I did it. They would dig that fucking TV out of every... What would you do if you were the trash guy? Wouldn't you just throw it away? Or dig through old food and shit to get to it?
Unless he's charged with something, he has no place to put it. That could be it.
Geez, once that truck goes crash, though, there's nothing left of that.
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. Did you hear me say get Cliff Enton for line 2? Okay, we have with us becomethebanker.info. Joseph Keano, his son Jordan, also Jordan Keano, they sell life insurance, but they don't push life insurance. This whole idea is to buy as little life insurance as you possibly can and then overfund it on purpose. You overfund it because it will always be your money. But when the government says if you have life insurance, you're allowed to grow it tax-free. So, talk about the typical scenario, Joe. People put a few $100 a month away, or they put a lump sum in, and they have life insurance. Again, life insurance is the gravy. You don't really do it to buy life insurance, right? You do it to buy the bank.
To buy a pool of money.
Okay, and that pool of money is yours.
That is right.
And you can borrow from it.
Absolutely, it's totally liquid.
So instead of buying a TV with a credit card, literally, I take $1,000 out of my policy. How long does it take to get a loan?
It could be overnight.
So I don't have to qualify.
You don't have to qualify. You don't have to complete, but just one piece of paper.
So I take $1,000 out to buy a TV.
Right.
Now my credit card would want me to pay interest. How much interest can I pay myself back on that?
Whatever you want, Tom. If the credit card company was going to charge you
14%
or 14%,
could I pay myself 14%?
You can pay yourself that amount.
So I'm getting to shelter, in addition to the money I put away, I'm getting to shelter that 14% extra. Now that extra money I put away, tax-free, when it goes into this account and grows, does that go against my total that I can put into the policy, or is that in addition to it?
That's actually in addition to.
Because the government says if you have X amount of insurance, you're allowed to put away X times this, right? That's what you're allowed to do. Right. So he's saying that the extra money you put away on top of your premium by paying yourself interest, that doesn't count toward that limit. Is there a lifetime limit you can put away?
Well, there is, but
people never reach it.
Millions,
yeah. So the idea then, what do I do with this fund of money? Give me ideas of what people have done with it.
Well, they can buy cars. They can.
Has anyone bought a house with it?
Absolutely.
They carry their own mortgage. Jordan, do you know someone carrying their own mortgage?
Yeah,
I do. Actually, we've had a couple clients where they've put enough money inside their policy and refinanced it through themselves, paid themselves the exact mortgage, so at the end of it, they're going to be able to recapture the principal, the interest, and have the mortgage free and clear. All the money back in their policy.
Not only do they own the house,
correct,
they're making payments to themselves.
Yep.
Okay, now, people want to know, what if I have a policy loan out and I run into problems and I can't pay it back?
Great question. With this, it gives true financial freedom. It's your loan between you and yourself, so you get to extend the terms.
They won't declare it income?
They won't declare it income. They don't count it against the creditors, just like the lady we were talking to before. They're getting her.
What if you died owing your policy money?
The best part is they take it off the death benefit. And in addition to that, there'll still be something left to your beneficiaries. So
okay, so if I get to be 65, I'm going to be 65 soon. If I get to be 60 or 55 and I want to cut back on work, can I systematically draw a paycheck?
Yep, you absolutely are able to. You're able to have the policy pay out tax-free paychecks for your life.
Tax-free?
Tax-free.
I don't pay Social Security on it. I don't pay Medicaid on it. I don't pay anything on it. I don't pay unemployment on it. I don't pay withholding tax.
None of that. Yep.
It's tax-free.
Tax-free completely. It's between
and then when I die, all the money I took out is paid off by the death benefit.
And there should be some left over for your beneficiaries.
See, it's safe. It's just not super aggressive. 5% right now is great. I mean, they can give you guaranteed 5%. It's just not aggressive. That's it. It's not for me because I'm very aggressive. But if you're at a certain age and you don't want that risk, it's 5% on your own money.
Well, I might kind of come back at that because I believe that you should have a balance of your portfolio. You know, good.
He's saying it's all right to be aggressive with one and have this as another.
Yeah,
do both.
And usually with the aggressive accounts, you're unable to have the flexibility of just taking them out. You're going to have to pay cash or taxes to it.
But see, that's true.
You borrow against it, have your money still working for you. And
so, Mark, if you had one of these policies overfunded and you wanted to buy a car, instead of paying cash for the car, you borrow it on purpose. You borrow
pay yourself the interest.
Pay yourself the interest, which is also sheltered. So basically, you have your own fund. Listen, if you want to see this video I did on this, which explains it, and also it's a sign-up page for a seminar with no obligation, I urge you to go to this website, becomethebanker.info. If you want to talk to somebody, I'll give you a couple numbers. I'll give you this number. This is a call center, okay? But if you want more information, you want to talk to somebody, I'll give you another number. If you want to talk to somebody later, 303-779-6600. Talk to Joe or Jordan directly. 303-779-6600. That's 779-6600. If you want to just call the call center instead of going to the website, if you're out and about, 877-299-9957. If you want to sign up on the phone, 877-299-9957. Now, if you want to see the video and read about this, becomethebanker.info. Becomethebanker.info is a landing page that we created with a video on it and a sign-up sheet. Becomethebanker.info. And I would love anyone who watches this video or hears this to ask questions if you have any. 303-713-TALK. Mark, did you have anything?
Nothing on that. I mean, this Park It Right, though.
Is he continuing
He
to
wrote
comment?
something else. But
again?
you know what's...
Wait, he's commenting again?
This one was at 1:58 a.m.
Yeah,
I mean, did you see that one?
But I answered him.
I didn't see your response on that one, but here's what is blowing me away.
Is that on YouTube, though?
No, that's on Facebook.
Oh, I didn't see that
Yeah,
one.
well, 1:58, who's up but some lunatic, in my opinion. But anyhow, you realize on Yelp, this is very hard to do. Not one single review they have is over 1 star. Not one. Not all add up to 1 star. Not one single review, and they're all customer service oriented. Some people even say, I shouldn't have parked there, and they booted it, but when I called up, they're just jerks. Total jerks. One guy says, you ready for this? He thinks they're in state, and they tell people they're out of state. He thinks the owner, who doesn't want to leave his name anywhere.
Where did he leave a comment? Because I'd like to comment on his comment.
I'll show you at break.
Okay. 303-713-TALK. Speaking of break, hey, listen, Joe Lazara is a criminal defense attorney. And, in fact, we called Joe and said, Joe, I want to do this. And if this guy tries to pull any shenanigans or tries to get us on a crime, I want you to help me. You know, Joe Lazara is a great guy. If you ever think you've been treated unjustly and you need help and you need a defense, you call him. Also, he's defended someone else who did this with a Park It Right boot. He also will defend you on a DUI. Now, listen. With the holidays coming up, don't be stupid. Don't drink and drive. Use Lyft. Please use Lyft or Uber, or use public transportation, or get a designated driver. There are many of you who are going to get popped for driving and drinking, and it's stupid. You may think, oh, it's okay. Listen, everyone needs a defense, even if you're guilty and stupid, or you made a mistake, whatever, or maybe falsely accused. It could happen. Joe Lazara. 2 Z's, 1 R. Lazara. L-A-Z-Z-A-R-A. LazaraLegal.com. Joe's on my referral list at referrallist.com. Here's his phone number. Keep it close. And please don't use it. I hope you don't need it. 303-429-6200. 303-429-6200.
Our sold-out 2017 iHeartRadio Music Festival from Las Vegas. 2 nights, 1 day, over 20 of the biggest artists on the...
We're going to be in Vegas Super Bowl weekend. First time I've ever...
Where is this comment?
Oh,
and I don't know why I didn't find out about it.
I just saw it, but then I saw the time
Change your
on
flights for that.
it. You go to referral list,
Yeah.
and you go to...
Which post is it on? The consolidated?
It's the consolidated one. When your car's booted and you don't have the money, and then you go down, it's the 4th one down. Park It Right, Inc., Mr. Martino. It appears that you are used to bullying people.
Oh, okay. Okay.
You see it?
Yeah, but I commented.
597-4500.
I commented on that too on YouTube. Did the same one.
Oh, he cut and paste.
I'm going to copy my YouTube one to that.
Steak night every Wednesday.
Yeah, he said you don't know the whole story. She had 6 or 7 phone calls.
Yeah, who gives a shit? What's that got to do with anything?
He's never, ever.
The signs aren't there. I was there. The signs aren't there.
But he also said there was like screws missing, like the signs were just taken down.
Oh yeah, she took them because that's what 90-year-old women do. From where's she from? Here's what it is. He's picking on her because she's from Romania. Or no, where's she from? Peru.
Next door to Romania.
They make rugs. I told him to call into the show. Hey, call into the show anytime, guy. You want to tell us what a great consumer advocate you are because you don't tow the car? You know what? I'm going to have him and George Bentley in at the same time.
No!
We're getting
I'm going to wear headphones the whole time.
Back to the very active life of Rob. Hey, it's
You're able to check the picture. Here's what I responded, Mark. Blah, blah, blah. Listen to my response. Blah, 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 blah. You failed to see the main point. There is no way for a visitor to determine where to properly park. All the words in the world won't change that.
Not that the guy's walking in the shadows, too. I want to know who he is, who this Beverly is, that everybody says is a rude.
Okay, by the way, I'm going to say, by the way, park in, right?
What kind of name? Why'd your mother name you Park It Right?
If you have nothing to hide, how about
we're going to know everything about this guy by the end of the week. I'm going to know his criminal history. I'm going to know his fucking kids. I'm going to know what he drives. I'm going to know everything about this fucking guy by the end of the week. And if you've been in the towing business since 1973, I'm guessing there's a lot to learn about.
Probably you're right.
Right? Oh, your name? It sucks, first of all. You must have Verizon.
Yeah, I do. I can't get
Did you know finance?
You want that? Where is it? No, they took it down. I got it.
Oh, he's got it.
I'm going to make it with one here.
There, I just said. Or are you ashamed of yourself, you moron?
No, he's Kalen Eccles. He's 44th Auto. He's the fucking Colorado Diesel. He's the same guy. It's the same guy. He's dug in. He's up at 2 o'clock in the morning, fucking just breathing fire.
No, he's one of those.
He's going to give himself a heart attack.
We're online at American Finance.
He doesn't realize when he fights it, it does stuff like this. What do? We just fucking talk about him more. He's a fucking moron.
Yeah, he's a fucking moron. You're a moron, Park It Right. You're a moron. Give your name, you coward.
I can't wait to find out who he is.
Park It Right.
He's that monkey in the zoo.
In your opinion.
Replacement kitchen only that does those unmentionables.
I've never seen a Yelp that every single one's a one. And some of them actually acknowledge, hey, I shouldn't have parked there. I did the risk, but my God, when you call to get the boot number, it's just hell.
And how do you get paid? Is it cash you have to pay, or?
Well, how do you pay cash?
They would have to give a credit card.
And then if you give a credit card, why not contest it?
Right. Because I guarantee they record it. That's what they'll use with the credit card.
Nathan come in, he's already got leads that want to sign up. Nathan, he went out and got leads. He says he doesn't know much about the referral list. And I told him, I don't want you to go.
I told him to come in anytime he wants.
Today.
I don't care.
Because he has leads. Okay.
Yeah, I'm coming in. Fuck yeah. Shit yeah.
Or hell yeah. Know what to do. And I want to give him I want to give him bullet points.
630 KO.
Hey, if you're looking for flooring for the holidays, there's still time, and you'll save up to 40% even off the big box stores. I'm talking about Simply Floors. Simply Floors, what a great company. Here's what you do. You go on their website, simplyfloorsinc.com. You make your own appointment. They'll come and see you. They'll bring with them someone who will help you buy carpeting or floor coverings. Then you go visit the showroom if you want to pick out exact stuff. It depends. They have samples, or you can go to the showroom, 52nd and Ward, and you get design services for no extra charge. True design services. All of that at simplyfloorsinc.com. Go to the website, look at what they have. They have all of the carpeting and floors and laminates and luxury vinyl tile, all of the engineered flooring, everything the big boxes have, but at 30, 40 to 50% savings. That's real. That's a real deal. Buddy Mitchell and his crew, they bend over backwards to serve you. 52nd and Ward, simplyfloorsinc.com. All right. Have any of you looked at that video yet at becomethebanker.info? You have never heard me talk about investments on this show ever. Not with Mark, not with day trading, with nothing, because all of it's risky. I don't talk about qualified plans. I don't talk about anything except good, solid information. Even when I did real estate and all that, I lost a ton of money. Here's what I want to tell you. With this, you'll lose no money. It's guaranteed. Yes, you can get 4% guaranteed with another 1 or 2%, sometimes 3% dividends. Here's the point. You won't lose any money. It's not dependent on the stock market, and it's a life insurance product. Now, before you say, wait a minute, I don't want life insurance, let me tell you something. The purpose of this is not to buy life insurance. Life insurance is just the vehicle the government requires for you to make this investment. When you buy a life insurance policy, the government says, oh, it's okay for you to put away money and overfund this life insurance. You see, they don't want you depending on the government, so they give you an incentive to have insurance and to have retirement money. They give you incentive. They say if you have life insurance, you can put away a certain amount of money beyond that life insurance that will grow tax-free. But then Joe figured out this a while ago. Wait a minute. If I can put away money tax-free and I accumulate a whole bunch of it and I'm allowed to take policy loans, what's to prevent me from buying all my own stuff and paying myself interest? Then I get to sneak away some more money. But here's the thing. Somebody asked Joe, if I borrow $1,000 or $10,000 or $20 or $30 for a car and I pay myself back interest, what happens to that money that comes out of my policy? Do I still make 4% on it?
Absolutely, Tom.
No. If I borrow $30,000 to buy a car, you're telling me that that $30,000 is still making 4% interest?
Absolutely. It's in your policy. You're going to get a policy loan from the company. It doesn't come from your policy.
Oh, the policy is collateral.
That's exactly right, Tom.
And the money comes from the insurance company.
That is correct.
And then I pay the insurance company and myself interest, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so how much of the interest comes to me and how much goes to the insurance company?
The insurance company will charge 4.76%.
Okay, so I'm making 4% on that. So the net is maybe less than 1%. I'm paying for that.
That is correct.
I'm paying. Yep. Then I charge myself an additional amount. So if I charge myself 8%, my policy, I'm paying. If I charge myself 8%, I'm netting about 7% to my bottom line.
Absolutely right.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Do you understand the math, people? I'm telling you, this is unbelievable. You will be able to sock away money. It'll grow tax-free. Then you start drawing it out when you need it, paying yourself back. Drawing it out, paying yourself back. Then when you get up to 50 or 60 or 70, however old you want, you don't pay it back anymore. You just take it. And they can never tax you on it, ever. Would you please, someone call me. Financial planners, advisors, anyone. Call me and tell me where's the downside here. Please go to this page, becomethebanker.info, and check it out. If you want to talk to Joe or Jordan later on, here's their number. Leave a message or call them, 303-779-6600, 303-779-6600. And the call center is 877-299-9957, 877-299-9957. Now, Matthew has a problem with a landlord. Go ahead, Matthew. What's going on?
Hey, how's it going?
What's happening with your landlord?
Oh, man, I feel like I'm speaking to a celebrity. Well...
Yes, sir. What can I do for you?
I've been a tenant here for about 3-4 years.
Yeah.
And for a while now, and he's hiked up the rent quite a bit.
Now, do you have a lease?
I did. So the first 2 years I did. The third year he didn't write a lease.
So
okay, now they're allowed when they don't write up a lease, they're allowed to change the terms every month, basically.
Yeah. So he did, and so we went from $1,250 to $1,850.
Well, you know that's what the market's doing. So what can I help you with, though, brother? Because really, this is happening to everyone.
Yeah. No. So we have, you know, I have a lot of issues in the house, and a lot of repairs that I have done with my father-in-law ourselves. And
you mean to better the place?
You know, we have like leaks and little, you know, issues that we're fixing on our own.
Have you ever written to the guy about the warrant of habitability and subtracted it from the rent?
Yeah, so we've taken pictures and we have receipts.
But does he allow you to take credit?
No. He's told me before.
That's because you're not going about it the right way.
And he's like, "Don't do it. I can't afford it." And
you're not doing it the right. Well, see, if you do a warrant of habitability, meaning if it's something that rises to that level, you can warn him in writing that they need to fix it in a certain amount of time, or you can do a constructive eviction, meaning that you'll leave and you expect everything back. But here's the problem. In a good rental market, he may want you to leave because he may get somebody in there who will pay more and not cry about it. It's a pain in the ass, Matthew. So if you're wondering, can you get paid for that stuff? No, you can't. But if you keep track of it and later on he tries to keep a deposit for menial things, you can then fight him using those receipts. That's the only good it'll do you.
Yeah. So that's exactly what I was thinking. You know, and he's
see, so later on, if he tries, he may say, well, you owe me this, this, and this, and you say, wait a minute, I'm going to offset it with this, this, and this. But you got to keep track of it, and you must notify him every time you do something.
So that way it's my proof.
Yes, you notify him every time, keep the receipts, and you use it against him when if he tries to keep anything. Matthew, you really ought to try to find another place if you're that good of a tenant. Now, Lee.
Hello, Tom.
You have a question for Become the Bankers. Go ahead. What is your question?
Well, you know, it's kind of dangerous for a truck driver to become a banker, but...
Hey, listen, man, I'm telling you, I can't find a downside to this, honest to God, Lee. Go ahead.
Wow. Well, okay, I just have this question. I have a whole life insurance policy, just a straight whole life insurance policy that's been active for 30-some-odd years. It's got cash value. It now pays, and it's always paid a consistent interest, like he's talking about.
Right.
It now pays more interest. It pays the interest, the amount that my employer has put into it every month. So it's doubling now. It's starting to snowball as whole life insurance policy.
Yeah, but can he borrow from that one?
Absolutely.
You should. You know what? You should see these guys on how to use that money.
Wow. You mean a whole life insurance policy is how...
That's all they do. That's all they do. But the difference, Lee, is you may at the time... Here's the only difference. At the time you bought it to buy insurance.
Exactly.
And when they sell it, they don't sell it for the insurance part of it. They sell it for the investment part of it. So you may have way more death benefit than you need. But if you already built up a cash value, they can show you how to convert it to a better policy, basically, can't you?
Absolutely.
Without him losing money, right? He won't be penalized.
Nothing at all.
See, you're in a great situation, Lee. I'm putting you on hold, Lee, because the background noise is deafening. What can he do? Now, would you have him cash that out and put a lump sum in another one, or keep that one?
No, there's a
just go ahead. Tell us.
No, there's a 1035 tax-free exchange provision.
So he would exchange that for another policy with
no
less
penalties, less taxes, nothing.
But would he do a less benefit?
He would actually get
or keep the same.
Depends.
It depends on what it is.
It just depends
Lee,
on what.
Lee, what is your death benefit?
It's growing. Now it's about 65,000, and the cash draw out is about 50, something like that.
Okay, you're in a good situation. He can show you how to grow that even faster now. See, you've already done the hard work. You have a good lump sum to put into another policy that it's investment grade. They have an investment grade policy, and you will not pay any taxes. They'll do a 1031 exchange or a 1035 exchange when it comes to insurance. You'll exchange that for another policy. These guys will set you up. You'll have immediate cash value, and then if you want, Lee, they can have you shelter even more money. So it's really up to you. It's really up to you, but you should call these guys, I'm telling you. You're a special circumstance, so I recommend you call them personally. 303-779-6600. If you're like Lee, anyone else who has a policy already, you are in a great situation because you'll have a lump sum already you can convert and start building on that immediately. 303-779-6600. I'll tell you, I do not make a penny on these policies, not one red cent, and all Joe makes is a commission for the life insurance. He does not get money every single time you put money in or take money out or borrow money. It's a real deal. I'm telling you, you pay way less on this than you do for a stockbroker to do your trades. You pay way less on this in the long run. So please check it out. Now, did we get Cliff Enton for Sarah?
So, Tom, we did not, and he is not available, and she has a deadline for tomorrow and really wants some help.
Sarah, can we get another workers' comp attorney?
I can try.
All right, hold on. I'm sorry, Sarah. I'm sorry this is happening to you. We have a lot more to talk about. Century RV has a new warehouse now. They're still up in the 119 turnoff, okay? They're still up there. That 119 turnoff at I-25 to Longmont, there is Century RV, but they have now a 30,000 square foot indoor showroom on just off of 6th Avenue. You will be astounded by it. It's just north of 6th Avenue between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's. Between Kipling and Sims next to Woodley's, just north of 6th Avenue. Wow, a huge selection of new and used. In fact, they have, Mark, didn't he tell you the largest used inventory in the entire state? Period. Yeah, A's, C's, fifth wheels, campers, camper trailers, travel trailers. Listen to this one. New travel trailers for as low as $99.95. Yes, under 10 grand. And on the Big Iron, you get up to $50,000 discounts on select units. That's CentryRV.com.
Let me go back to it. This doesn't mean they all signed up. This is how many people have visited your page. Oh, I gotta go back to it.
No, that's amazing.
How much time do I have?
That's why that pixel's so important.
Side of 80. 4.5 minutes.
As of this second, it updates like every half hour. 560.
560. That is phenomenal. Jeez.
The weather forecast is sunny today with a high near 66. Tonight, partly cloudy, breezy overnight, low 57.
What do we do with the site, though?
A bit cooler with a high of 54. Right now, cloudy and 59.
Landing page.
Traffic and weather.
Redirects.
Now that's on your main page too. I installed it on.
Oh, good.
Okay, so that pixel's on both.
Okay. Which is still good.
Well, we want all the people in the world, because then when we do a digital campaign, it's going to look at the people that are most likely to want to invest, to do something.
Right.
And then it's going to advertise to those same like people. It's good. It doesn't matter if it's automotive. It doesn't matter what it is. There's a certain people that react to it. People like me probably wouldn't react to it. I'm guessing, I mean, you guys know your market better than anybody. I guess your average customer is, what, 50 plus? I mean, I don't know. 30 plus?
35.
35 plus?
Yeah, 35, 65.
Are they mostly women? Are they mostly men?
Mostly what the TV advertisers do. It's mostly a women's target audience, all the shows we do, so we bring them in with their husbands. But we try to sell them both, the whole family.
Well, you really can't go wrong with it.
Are you saying there's
it's about as safe as it gets.
Like 65, it's probably
75 is a cutoff on the policy. Okay. So you can't do anything more. It's just 65 to 70.
So you're out.
Yeah. But the biggest thing is that he said, if you far in against it,
FinancialEngines.com. Get started today.
But you can always put it on your children or grandchildren or any family members.
Yeah,
that's the other area. You know, if somebody is past that age, if they're not healthy enough,
their children.
You borrow against theirs?
Yes, and you're the owner. And you're the owner.
I have a policy on him.
Yeah, that's the other piece.
I can borrow.
Some people can't feel like
plus I can hand it over to them for college.
Yeah.
Or
when you want it.
Yeah.
It's like I haven't.
You haven't done it yet.
I know. I want to be able to have at least 6, when a bank becomes successful.
I knew we was getting
branches.
Now, I know last time we were talking about the
They're are we supposed to?
Oh, it already came out?
No, but they're saying,
Yes.
we're talking about like college
No, actually, we can do that. Yeah, we have time to do that for sure.
Okay.
I don't know why.
I just don't want to get you, but yes, we have time. I just have to nail the, I gotta nail the thing over. We're not going to be myself, but it's
good.
I don't know.
Well, they got to have places where they can get on and off trains and mass public transportation everywhere. PIA, where the train, they still let guards out there at half of them because it hasn't worked since the day they built it.
I was able to reach
One of the ones
Cliff,
in running.
but
North Carolina.
he's out of the country, so if you could just take him right away.
Right there. They're all B's. Atlanta, B minus.
When is he coming back?
I didn't ask.
I can't believe it. Houston?
Austin would fix it. Austin would be a good place. That's kind of liberal land right there too. Austin, did you know that?
Oh yeah, that's where the college is at. The big college place there. It's a nice town. Very expensive. Well, it's not for
Yeah.
Houston, I don't think would be a tough one. Dallas, Newark, that's because they gave such a big tax incentive.
See, they really had a bunch of stuff they needed. Not only that, they had to get really lucrative as far as tax.
Chicago? Can't even imagine.
Look at that, $7 billion in incentives.
I can't imagine Chicago. But this is from Amazon that is coming out saying this. I'll bet you we didn't give them very much tax incentive.
where oil is priced like it should be.
I was trying to find Denver and any of those.
Sean Hannity will do the medium's
I think you're right, we just didn't offer shit. Oh, here we go. A+ population, B- stability, location, F.
Hi, Tom Martino here, and I know hundreds of you are going to become the banker.info. Please, if you looked at the video, give us your honest-to-God opinion. This is an unbelievable investment. Become the banker.info. Listen, I want to go to Cliff Enton, attorney at law. He does workers' compensation. Hey, Cliff, what happens? I want to get this really quickly. I know you're not in the country even, and you're so kind to take time out. Sarah, Sarah, the workers' comp doctor said he sent you to a clinic that actually recommended surgery. Is that right?
Right.
And then what did your workers' comp doctor say after that? Because your employer said they won't pay for it, right?
Yes. So I went back to see my work comp doctor, and she agreed that the surgery would be necessary now based on my age, so I could continue having a normal life of activity like I had. And once they submitted she wanted the surgery to be done.
Yeah.
My work then refused the surgery and sent me a denial claim stating that it was a prior injury, even though I was very upfront with them about having an ankle injury prior in soccer, and there's a new injury there that you can clearly, definely see.
And the doctor, even the work comp doctor, says it's a new injury.
Yes. Yes.
So Cliff, what happens when the employer disagrees with the work comp doctor?
Well, it's really not the employer, Tom, that's disagreeing. It is the insurance company has probably sent it off to their medical advisor or their utilization review.
So now what?
Doctor, well, you have to go to a hearing and try to prove that you need the surgery.
Wait, you went to a hearing, and what did the hearing say?
So I went to a settlement hearing with my lawyer and my Denver Health, the risk management lawyer, and they gave me very, very little money on the table to literally take a chunk of change and lose my job.
You didn't go to hearing on this issue. You went to a settlement conference.
Oh, okay.
Your attorney is not representing you properly if you said you were unhappy with this and he did not offer to ask for a hearing.
No, I have a hearing scheduled for January 11th to go to court and actually fight about whether they are responsible for the surgery.
Then he's doing. That's what he's supposed to be doing, right, Cliff?
But he's withdrawing. If I refuse.
If you refuse the settlement, he's withdrawing?
Yes, if I refuse the settlement, he will not maintain me as a client, and he's dumping me, and I have to find a new
Cliff,
lawyer.
can he do that?
Well,
hold on. We're running out of time. We need an answer. Is he allowed to just withdraw, and then what happens to her? Does she get time to get another attorney? Let's find out. We got more coming up.
We know your feet come first.
You may have to start the hour, okay? I just got to go get some medicine.
That no matter what you do, you can't make the pain and discomfort go away. That's why you should know about patented Topricin Foot Pain Relief Cream. With 14 natural biomedicines, including arnica and echinacea, Topricin Foot Pain Relief Cream helps treat neuropathy, gout, plantar fasciitis, and just plain wear and tear. And if you've got diabetes, Topricin Foot Pain Relief Cream can help bring you real relief, as it's done for tens of thousands of folks just like you. So if a lifetime of fast moves and high stepping has left you flat-footed, why not try Topricin Foot Pain Relief Cream? You might just be dancing to a different tune. Topricin, that's Topricin Foot Pain Relief Cream, is odorless, moisturizing, and hypoallergenic. Topricin Foot Pain Relief Cream is available at CVS Pharmacy, Walgreens, Whole Foods, and at fine pharmacies and natural markets everywhere. Pain-free, lip-free. Topricin.
This is Denver's Talk Station 630 K-House, an iHeart radio station with Russ Kaminsky mornings, Michael Brown afternoons, KHOW Denver.
Okay, I got a wild question. I'm sure you can. Can you fund this with stock gains? You know what I'm saying? Can you just throw stock in there and stuff?
Well, you
do have to pay the capital gains?
No, you have to cash it.
Okay. I didn't think it was.
Yeah, it'd be too good to be true then.
You have to cash it.
17.
And supports our maximum pressure campaign to isolate
6 from here.
the
So I'm trying to figure out which one's which.
regime.
Hey, Mark, we've got about 16 registrations. No, 17, but I mean, we were on Channel 2 and Channel 9 as well. So from here, people actually put down the radio, and there were 6 of them so far. So 6. So we can push those, those mentions that you're going to be doing. Right? All this week?
Yeah, they'll start tomorrow.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, make them strong so that way we can get a whole bunch,
Yep.
With another woman now, Fox's Rachel Sutherland is live in Washington.
Chris Franken again accused of not keeping his hands to himself. This time, while he was a sitting U.S. senator. A 33-year-old woman told CNN
I should call
the
CNN and say,
back
he grabbed my ass too.
for a photo of Minnesota State Fair in 2010.
I want to
And my friend Dan saw him.
I want to remain anonymous, though.
Last week, he apologized for a groping incident caught on film and a kiss during...
These Democrats playing grab ass all the time. Hollywood and Democrats. It's all the same shit.
About Fox News.
You know, you won't see Trump ever talking about women that way.
The singer and actress Stella Reese died.
He said, wussy. I was grabbing wussy.
Yeah. So, Bear, what's the guy at late night? What's the liberal guy?
Oh,
what's his name?
there's 3 of them.
Fox News.
Jimmy Fallon.
No.
Walgreens has good
Anyway, he
for
said
everyone who uses
you cannot
Medicare Part
put,
B for
he's a friend
diabetes
of
testing
Frank, you
supplies.
cannot put
We've
Frank
got your
in
back. Or in
the
this
same
case, your
group
test
with
strip.
Trump.
Walgreens accepts Medicare
Why?
assignment and full
Because
coverage
he said
supplemental
what he
insurance,
did
so
was
you'll
nothing.
pay as low as
What Frank did was
$0 out of pocket, which is the same.
And what did Trump do?
Pick up the medication.
Trump never grabbed
anybody.
anybody.
Talked about that. Said he was grabbing them.
Walgreens through Medicare.
No, he said he could. He never said he did.
No, I thought he said he did.
Walgreens
You
pharmacist
misheard.
today.
You didn't understand. You weren't reading between the lines, buddy.
It's Medicare open enrollment. Now through December 7th.
Time to go online.
Traitor.
I'm not a traitor.
Ross, you're a traitor.
I like his policy, though.
I like his tweeting.
I know you like his tweeting.
I love his tweeting. Tweet more. I like how he said, I should have left your kid in jail. If I knew you were going to treat me like this.
Medicare. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health
I
and
can't believe that guy did that. You know what he's doing? The guy is kind of playing him. He's getting, so that guy makes the shoes, the ballers.
Yeah.
So now he's got his name out there.
They really make shoes. What do they call them?
The ballers?
The ballers?
Or ballers or whatever. It's the brand.
Longer and get digestive support. Slay the season with buy one, get one half off GNC Sports Performance and Wellness products. Sale ends November 22nd. Save big.
You know how hard it would be Nike and compete against Nike and
Oh, you gotta get a branding out there.
Regenerative therapy. What's exciting?
How many pairs of Lonzo balls? $495 shoes.
Your knee or hip or shoulder.
How much are they?
Joint that's been
$495.
Oh my God. Wow. You see them, they're like red and they got bubbles around them and stuff.
Downtown's health.
So you get one athlete to wear them?
Regenerative medicine, which is why I'm doing it myself.
If the first week of sales are any indication, not many big ballers are interested in owning the low-cut black shoes.
And took a look at the property, and it was
About 500 pairs of the 3 models of shoes
in its full,
in the first
and the
week.
family said,
Oh, here they are. Oh my God, they look like normal shoes.
$1,000 to get this
There's no big bubble. You're not the Seinfeld shoes.
No, that's not the one. I thought I seen a red pair.
What was the one on Seinfeld though? The
18th century artist.
Jimmy had them. Jimmy jumped high with squeaky. The squeaky shoes.
No, they weren't squeaky.
No, yes, they had the big thing. Remember they thought Kramer was special ed because he was wearing them with Mel Torme. What about the puffy shirts? And the puffy shirts. God, what were those shoes?
They made them better calves. They made them
Jimmy can jump high. Jimmy's very mad at you, Kramer.
Oh my gosh. We're big Seinfeld. Well, I like it. Yeah.
Go to ETH.com for a free consultation.
Are you a U.S. veteran?
Too bad that
American
he's no
Finance
longer
wants to say a huge thank you for your service.
Yeah, concur your enthusiasm.
That's Larry.
Yeah.
Same humor.
Yeah.
Same type, right?
Yeah,
right. It's not the cast. The cast is good.
Purchase or refinance. Hi, I'm Ross Kaminsky, and did you
But
know
Larry plays himself, right? It's right.
yeah. mortgage into a VA loan?
I don't know how a guy could have so many stories like that.
I swear to God, it's crazy.
He's a crazy. I think he's a crazy guy.
I was at a hotel, staying at a hotel in New York. It was called the.
VA loans have no down
It was on the Upper East Side, a beautiful little hotel. Not a little, it was a nice hotel. And I went to the exercise room, and there was only one other guy in there on the treadmill that was him. Oh, wow. He was in New York for his one-man show.
He's got like the worst haircut.
Oh my God, he looked like a homeless guy. I said, he's a homeless guy. I said, holy shit, that's Larry David. I said, I really love your work. I don't want to bother you.
$1,000 right now. Text the keyword.
Okay. He was like,
you never seen the stand-up. I guess he one time he swore at the crowd. I don't know if they were heckling on or whatever, and walked out.
Really?
This is before Seinfeld.
Oh, okay. Why?
Yeah. Because he did stand-up comedy. Apparently they were heckling him or.
If you can, I'm feeling down.
Hi, I'm Tom Martino, your troublemaker for some, troubleshooter for others. If you need help, information, or referrals, please give us a call, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. We've been talking all morning about this, what I consider to be a safe, honest, great, sensible investment. Not get rich quick, but man, it accumulates tax-free, so it's pretty quick. It's conservative, meaning guaranteed. Really, no risk. I can't see why anybody wouldn't do it. I, honest to God, can't see why anyone won't do it unless they can't get insurance. This is an insurance product, but the purpose is not to buy insurance. I don't know how much to stress that. Insurance is necessary. You see, the government allows people with life insurance to fund it up to a certain amount, to overfund it, way more than the price of insurance. Let's say with $1, 20 cents is the price of insurance. They allow you to put in not only 80 cents addition to that, but even more. Why would the government allow people to put in more than the price of insurance? In fact, I don't know, Joe Chiano sells this product. Yes, it's an insurance product, but he doesn't emphasize insurance. Most insurance people in the old days would try to sell you the biggest insurance policy for the most premium. He tries to sell you the smallest insurance policy for the most premium, because it's not insurance you're going after, it's an investment in yourself. It is a bank of money that you can draw on the rest of your life. So, Joe, Why does the government allow this at all to begin with? Why do they allow overfunding of insurance? I don't understand it. Why?
It's only the design of the policy. You know, the policy.
But why do they allow it?
Because, I mean, a lot of the wealthy people and a lot of the government officials, they have this. They're sheltering money.
The reason, I looked it up.
Yeah.
The reason that Congress allowed overfunding of life insurance, the reason why it's not considered cheating, the reason why it grows tax deferred. Very few things grow tax deferred. A Roth, a qualified plan. What else actually grows tax deferred other than this?
That's it. Just
do you know why? Because they wanted to encourage people to save. And they wanted to encourage people to get life insurance. One, because of the life insurance lobby, that the insurance lobby was very strong. And they sold Congress on the idea that people who have life insurance depend less on the government.
So true.
And if you allow people to overfund that life insurance, they will depend less on Social Security.
That is true.
So that is why the government allows this and only this to be the only product outside of a qualified plan to grow tax-free. So here's what happens. You overfund your life insurance policy. Let's say you only have a $50,000 policy. You can put in thousands and thousands. Can you put in over the death benefit or not?
No.
Okay,
no,
good.
That is the key.
Oh, that's the key. Okay,
right.
So then let's say you get a life. So you try to get a life insurance policy that balances with the amount of money you want to protect.
That is right.
Okay, and then you put in as much money as you possibly can, and it goes into an account that's yours. And whatever is not used for the cost of insurance grows tax-free.
That is correct.
Okay, then what do people do with that money? It grows and it compounds and grows and compounds and grows,
right.
And it gets 4% interest plus it gets 1, 2, or 3% dividends depending on the year. Then what do they do with that money?
But they can actually, it's liquid.
It's liquid.
So there's
so if I need to draw money out for a vacation, can I?
Absolutely.
Okay, and I can still keep contributing.
That is right.
I can still keep contributing while I'm drawing out here and there.
Absolutely.
So if I want to buy a washing machine, literally, instead of putting it on Visa and paying interest, I can pay myself back interest. What happens to the interest that I pay myself back with?
It goes back into your policy.
And so it's a sneaky way to shelter more money.
You got it right there.
So I buy a car, and not only do I recapture the car's cost, I recapture the interest.
That you would have lost to the bank.
How much interest does a normal person pay with all of their loans in a lifetime?
34.5% of every dollar they make, Tom.
Is the average person.
That's the average person.
Goes to interest.
Finance charges.
And then how much goes to taxes?
36%.
So if you put those together, more than 60% of a person's dollar is thrown out.
That is right.
And then they get to live on 40%. But with this, you're recapturing all that interest.
And taxes.
That's right. You're lowering the taxes. Then you borrow money, and if you can't pay it back, what happens, Jordan?
Well, the benefit of that is it's your term, it's your policy, so you get to extend.
Does it become income after 2 years?
It does not, no.
After 5 years?
Nope, it's through private.
How's it paid back?
It's paid back by you and your terms. It's truly, you design it.
But if I die, how's it paid back?
By the death benefit.
Okay, so the idea is to accumulate as much cash as possible. Then when I get about 55, 60, 65, 70, I can do whatever I want. I can start drawing out $2,000 a week.
Easily, yep. You can do that a week, tax-free.
And the rest that's in there is still growing.
Yep, you got it. And then whatever's not paid back at the end, the death benefit pays that all off.
Huh. Has anyone ever outlasted the cash value?
You know, not nowadays. I mean, usually because the cash value is growing. Keep in mind, when you take those disbursements, when you're taking the loans, your cash is still growing. It's still earning 4%.
Ron's got a question. Go ahead, Ron.
Yeah.
Hey, Rod, did you check out the video I made on becomethebanker.info?
No, unfortunately, I just got home. I was listening to you guys on the radio.
Yeah, I want you to check it out and give me your honest-to-God opinion. What do you think about this?
Well, I have a question for him.
Yeah.
I have 3 separate insurance policies. They're whole life policies. At this point, I don't know what the cash value is. It couldn't be very much because I had drawn against the POC at one time, I think it's called. And but anyway, if I convert those, can I get a higher policy, a higher paying policy?
Absolutely. Absolutely, Ron.
Okay, so let's say the 3 I have are $50,000 combined. Then I take all 3, I turn them over to your company.
Right.
Then at that point, what happens?
There's a tax-free exchange. You exchange those 3 for 1. Okay. And then what happens, Joe?
Basically, you don't lose anything at all. All the cash that you have right there will go into the new policy, Ron.
And then he adds to it.
And you can add to it, right. So it becomes a little bit, it's probably a better policy than what you have right now.
Because because it keeps growing.
Absolutely.
And he can borrow from it.
He can borrow. It's totally liquid.
Let's say that right now it has accumulated that PUC or POC.
Yeah, whatever, cash value.
Okay. No, not the cash value if I cashed it out. There is...
no, we know what you mean, though. Go ahead.
Right, it's the cash, yeah.
Okay, will that transfer to, or would I have to get that money out?
Does every dime transfers?
Every single dime will transfer into the new policy.
What about the cash value of the policy?
That will transfer as well.
Everything.
Everything.
Wow.
The death benefit and the policy.
Everything.
Okay, let's say that I pass away.
Yep.
What happens to that benefit plus the money and interest? Will it go to my designated beneficiary?
No, actually, the death benefit will be higher than the cash value, Ron. So basically, it will definitely pay off to your beneficiaries, the death benefit, which, by the way, increases each and every
But if you die
year.
with cash value in the policy, it stays with the company, right?
The cash value will stay with the company.
Right. You always get the higher amount, which is the death benefit. But you don't get both. You only get to use the cash value during your life. That's why these guys encourage you when you're older to start drawing from it. You see, and then try to calculate an actuarial so you draw it out for your whole life, so you don't have a lot when you die. Because when you die, you want that death benefit to pay off the loan.
Okay. Well, I'm in my 60s.
And have enough, and you want enough to bury you. Yeah.
No, that's right. No, that's a good age, Ron. By the way,
to get into this,
yeah, being 60 is not.
No, because you're allowed to fund more.
Right. Absolutely right.
See, they allow, the older you are, the more you can sock away.
Wow.
And Ron, one piece I want to take on that too, for any of the viewers and listeners out there, if you feel like you can't qualify for insurance, if you feel like you can't do it, the strategy is completely different. I mean, you're able to put the insurance on somebody else that's healthier, that has an insurable interest, so like a family member.
But it has to be a family, a husband, wife, or a kid,
business partner,
a kid or a partner.
So by doing that, you can still be the owner of the policy, still get the benefits. You just wouldn't carry the death insurance on you. So we definitely can take a look at your situation.
Okay, so I could also take my mother's policies and combine them to a policy.
Yes, you could, if you have an insurable interest. Yes, you could look at whatever policies that you have in the family. You can't do it on a stranger. It has to be a family or a business partner. Right. You have to have an insurable interest. Here's their number, Ron. 303-779-6600. That's to talk to them personally. And you can call them now and leave a message, or just call later, 303-779-6600, 6600, 779-6600. And then the landing page we made is becomethebanker.info. Becomethebanker.info. Dylan wants to know how to get paid by someone. What does that mean, Dylan? Someone owe you money?
Yeah, so I did a service call for somebody.
Yeah?
It was actually a property manager, and it's been, I think it was June 27th.
Yeah?
So I think I'm out of I guess my question is, what can I do? Take them to, like, small claims court?
Well, that's one way. Do you have any documentation on this?
I have an invoice, and then I have a few text messages where she sent me the address, asked how it went, things like that.
So you actually did work?
Yeah.
You can put a lien on it, too.
I thought you could only do that for 3 months or something like that.
Hold on. No, you wait. Does it have to be in the next 4 months? Mark, do you remember that lien law? Does he
from the last day you worked there?
From the last day, 4 months or 6 months?
4 months.
How long has it been?
120 days.
So then you can do small claims court. You're not precluded from collecting. You can still collect. You can still collect, but you have to do it another way than a lien. So small claims court, yes, that's an option, or give it to a collection attorney. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Centennial Schultz is a clinic that I highly recommend for stem cell therapy. Why? Because they're the only ones that I found that do it the right way. Well, I shouldn't say the only ones. They're one of the few. Let me put it to you this way. If stem cell clinics say they're using living stem cells, but they're not harvesting those stem cells right there in the clinic, then they're lying to you. There's no other way to put it. If they don't have doctors on board, don't do it. If they don't have guided injections through imagery, don't do it. It's that simple. So Centennial Schultz have pain management doctors. They also have orthopedic doctors. They have doctors who are skilled at the human anatomy, and the doctors give the shots. The doctors harvest the stem cells from your fat cells or from your bone marrow, and then re-administer that into you with guided injections. At Centennial Schultz, they're all MDs, and then they have, of course, nurses working with them, but it's a real medical clinic, and they can help you with hips, back, shoulders, knees, hands. They can even repair most ACL tears with a needle instead of a knife. Before you have surgery, consult Centennial Schultz. Here's what I love about them. They have been doing this since day one. One of the first clinics ever to use stem cell therapy right here in Broomfield, Colorado. Remember, they ship stuff in. It's not living stem cells. It's impossible. They can't keep them alive. It's amniotic fluid. It's not totally useless, but why pay for that when for the same price you get real living stem cells? 303-963-9201. 303-963-9201. That's Centennial Schultz, also known as Regenex in Broomfield. 303-963-9201.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Problems at a minimum as the lunch hour gets underway.
On this Monday, on the west side of town, there was a problem with a load of bricks that's spilled onto the highway westbound I-70 out by Kipling.
You mean for SEO?
That were
You see what he's done?
oh,
I saw it. You see what he's done for me? Yeah, I followed that buried again.
Things are improving, but watch out for
I didn't see it go back
westbound
up.
I-70 approaching Kipling. It's about the only slow spot in town. Earlier accident on eastbound 6.
Raleigh House and 30.
Hey, for more real-time traffic updates on your route, download the new Trouble Traffic app powered by Traffic Karma. Weather forecast partly sunny today, a high of 67. Right now, cloudy,
by the state of every state has road insurance.
Yeah. So they nice. Scouts and burn more calories or stay fuller longer and get digestive support. Slay the season with buy one, get one half off GNC Sports. Ends November 22nd. Save big, slay the season, only at GNC. Live well.
You know, we have a relationship with the Raleigh House of Treatment Center for Addiction. I love this relationship because they're helping me help others, and they're doing it with their staff. The Raleigh House has established a special number to help the community. This number is for people to call if they have addicts in their lives. Or if you're an addict, you can call directly, but this is mainly for people who have addicts in their lives and they want to know, how do I approach them? What do I say? What is treatment all about? You know, the Raleigh House is a premier addiction recovery program located right here in Colorado, and you'll speak to someone local about different treatment options, all evidence-based treatments at the Raleigh House designed to help reduce substance abuse. But they'll tell you about all the treatments available. They'll tell you about insurance, about cost, about the stranglehold of addiction, and what are the telltale signs? You know if there's something off a little. Come on. If they've had surgery last year and they're still on pain pills, or they tell you they need pain pills, there's no matter what, they absolutely need them, or prescription drugs of other kinds, or hard illegal substances, meth, amphetamines, cocaine, alcohol. Addiction will never go away on its own, but thank God we have this number. We have a loving staff standing by to take your calls about any and all problems with addiction. You can do it confidentially without revealing your name. or get your family together. Do it on a speaker phone. Going into the holidays, let's put an end to this before the new year. 720-893-5559. You can't save the world, but you can save the person in your world. 720-893-5559. Don't let another day go by. 720-893-5559.
Hi, this is Courtney Pierce, president of Buy and Build Incorporated. You already know we have the best deals in Denver on kitchen cabinets and more, but now it's even better. We do granite. We have the best deal around on custom fabricated granite countertops, too. Please don't overpay for your granite. Custom cut or prefabricated and ready to install. Buy and Build is your granite and cabinet headquarters with the best prices anywhere. Visit our showroom at 4800 Washington Street, Denver, or online at buyandbuild.net. You will be thrilled with the thousands you save at Buy and Build.
Attention. This is an investor notice. Are you interested in making some extra cash buying real estate tax liens? Then listen to this. The Government Tax Lien Network is offering a free tax lien kit, which contains 2 DVDs and a step-by-step report that will show you how to earn guaranteed returns between 15 and 30%. You said insured by the state of Colorado.
Completely
secured
by
the government.
Yeah, well, see, the state insurance department has what they call a pool of money, a guarantee, what they call the Guarantee Association, which guarantees any policy's cash value up to $100,000, and the death benefit up to $300,000. Okay. What are the chances of them actually doing that? Almost zero. Because life insurance companies don't go bankrupt, so they don't go out of business. Okay, so, but that's just like a safety net.
Bring your appetite to Isle Casino
They
Hotel
normally,
Park
if
in
a company's
October and
having
November
a
during our
problem
Flavors
financially,
of Fall meal
they
deal
merge
at
the
Farmer's
company
Big
with another
Buffet,
company.
featuring steak
So
night every Wednesday and
every
all you can
promise
eat
that
crab
was
legs
made
nightly.
to the
Plus,
policyholders
Monday through Friday,
will
dinner
be
is an
kept.
incredible $19.99 for
I
a
mean,
limited
it has to be
time.
really
Don't
bad
miss the best
that a company
value in
goes
Blackhawk,
bankrupt.
the Flavors of Fall meal
But
deal.
if it does, there's the safety net right there.
They're saying that many Americans are still carrying last year's debt from holiday season. They were just getting into this year's holiday season.
It's amazing what people saving for retirement. I mean, that's
Yeah,
no, they're not. Like you say, as far as credit,
it's
They're not safe.
It's almost unbelievable.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Welcome to the show. I hope you never need winkandwink.com, but they're there if you do. They're bankruptcy attorneys. And, you know, going into the holidays, don't charge up your credit cards thinking, I'll just go bankrupt. That's the wrong way to do it. In fact, a trustee will look at recent debt and say, wait a minute, this was within the last 30 or 60 days. You can't do that. If you're having financial trouble, talk to them now. In fact, some people have a death in the family, a divorce, something going on. Maybe they just made some stupid mistakes. Winkandwink.com, 303-410-1720. Make the new year a fresh start. 303-410-1720, winkandwink.com. Rob's got a question for our guests. BecomeTheBanker.info is the site we put up a video and stuff. We're just asking people to take a look at it. But, Rob, what is your question?
Well, what's the maximum you can contribute to that account?
You know, that's what I asked too. But let's take that. How do you figure out the maximum amount someone, like let's say someone has money in the bank and they want to put a lump sum in. How do they figure out the maximum amount?
So typically, Rob, it's going to be 25 times your income. That's usually the underwriting guidelines that most individuals go off of as far as insurance companies. So what that means is, you know, a lot of people can get away with stuffing a lump sum. Just like Tom was saying, if you have a lot of cash, it's not working for you in the bank, you can stuff a lump sum in the policy up front and then have an ongoing premium thereafter just to help build it up even more. And it's very hard to hit that, 25 times income mark. But even if that were the case, that's when we start looking at using other individuals, like your family members, your children, or business partners to help spread that risk.
When you put that lump sum in, is it all in your policy or is some of it going to insurance?
All of it in your policy. You have access to 95% of it day one.
95% of it day one?
95% of it day one. If you did 100%, it's almost like closing out the account. So 95% of it day one.
You could borrow it right back.
Okay.
Correct.
I'm sorry. Go ahead, sir.
So can I just put my entire paycheck, what I make over the course of the year, and then pay my daily bills or monthly bills with that?
You know, I wish it would be that easy, but we still have to use the banking system, you know, to be able to buy small groceries, goods, and stuff like this.
What do you mean by that?
But it means he's thinking about putting a whole paycheck into this.
And then take a loan for every little item.
Right. Every little item. It'd be better off you still using your bank account for the small items, for the groceries, for all the stuff, and then use this for the major purchases, for paying off debt, for paying off your student loans, cars, credit, you know, any mortgage, anything of that
Otherwise,
sort.
it's a bookkeeping nightmare.
Exactly. And that's what we specialize in, Rob. I just want to say one last thing is we can get people out of debt within 9 years or less utilizing this policy. And the best thing is, 9 times out of 10, it's without changing any other payments than you're making today. And again, that's 9 years or less, including your mortgage, we can get you out of debt.
Wow.
So basically, I mean, you could just take a lump sum out, you know, stock it up really good, put 50 grand in or whatever.
Now remember, they said as much as 25 times, but you could put in less than that. Like, could I find a policy where I can put in a lump sum and that's it for life? Just keep it there?
You can, and we specialize in that because there's some guidelines.
I don't want to make payments. I just want, how about if I want to put in a lump sum, get that policy, and then contribute when I want, how I want? Can I do that?
You can, and the best way is if people just want to do lump sums, there's a rule that you have to do it over 2 years. It's called the MEC guideline. If you do it in 1 year and never pay on it again, it becomes taxable.
Oh, so you have to do it over 2 years.
So if it was 100,000 spread 50-50 over 1 year
so
and 1 shoe.
if I do it in 2 years, the first payment's 95% of it's available immediately, and the second payment 95% of it's available immediately. And then after that, if I did it in one lump sum over 2 years, or 2 lump sums over 2 years, can I then contribute year after year if I want, but if I don't, it's not a penalty?
You got it. We can specialize it to just what your needs are.
Rob, I don't know, man. I'm serious. I'm baffled.
Yeah, basically you can just wipe out your whole income tax, almost.
Well, you can wipe out a lot of it, and here's what else you can do. Pay off, you can borrow it for your when you want to buy something. You're going to make a car payment anyway, make it to your own bank. That's the part that astounds me. And you know, people who are writing me off the air saying, "Tom, what is this? You know, is it really for sure? It doesn't sound like it." Well, check it out. If you find a hole in this, you let me know. You let me know, please. Seriously, you know that I have no problem facing controversy at all. I have kicked, you saw me kick a sponsor off of this show that was paying me a lot of money because I found out they were not genuine. This thing, I have looked, well, I've known Joe for over 20 years, remember that. He's been doing this the whole time. So, becomethebanker.info if you want more information, or give us a call. Lori, what's going on with you, Lori?
Hi. So I just need to know, basically, my rights. I was working at a university here in a small town in Kansas, and I actually started on October 23rd. And at the time, I let them know in the interview that I was 17 weeks pregnant. And so it was a very well understanding there that I am 5 months pregnant. Last week, I was actually let go. They just made up.
Hey, listen. Hey, can we get Sean Olson on? Let's get our employment attorney on. Hold on a second. Let's ask him some questions. That sounds weird. That sounds really weird. Hey, Al Aramis of Pro Auto Care. What's happening in your life, Al? What do you got for people?
It's a wonderful holiday week, man, and we're really busy. Shop tons of cars here, but you know, I just have a great example for you, Tom. I have a lady who came in.
I like great examples.
We looked at a vehicle, needed a bunch of service work. So she's like, "Hey, you know what? I used to go to the dealer. Let me go back over there." Went over there. They gave an estimate, and we blew them out of the water. But probably even bigger than that, she realizes that 3 year, 36,000 miles. That's a difference deal right there, because they were only willing to give her 12 months, 12,000 miles.
Yeah, what Al means is, when you go to Al, you get a 3 year, 36,000 mile warranty.
Yeah, and that's, you know, so she came back in to have the work all done by us.
And you get free roadside assistance. Don't forget that part.
Exactly, yeah. You run out of fuel, get a flat tire, it's free. You know, they're going to cover and do a reimbursement to you. And so what I wanted to mention today is, hey, if you're a brand new customer and you want to try us out, maybe you've been going to the dealer for years and you're just not happy, come and see us. Call me now. Schedule an appointment. $14.95. I'm going to do a synthetic blend oil change, check the entire car out, do that roadside assistance included on there, look your vehicle over, and earn your business. That's a great deal.
And we're talking about 2 locations near Evans and I-25. You go just east a little north on Dahlia, or south of Bowles and Santa Fe, right near Arapahoe Community College. That's 303-PRO-AUTO is the phone number, 303-PRO-AUTO. The website is 303proauto.com.
From the Fox Business Network, Nebraska has given the go-ahead to build the Keystone XL pipeline across the state.
That's a big deal. Who did? Nebraska. That was a big hold on.
Recently, there was a spill of
We got over 10 now, I think.
10,000
people have actually registered
from the Keystone pipeline in
this segment right now.
Dakota. Shopping fatigue, it's a growing...
Plus, we're following it up with
according to a survey
spots between now and I think the day before the first one.
fatigue around holiday shopping.
And they're all live spots, so we'll be talking about it.
Plan an outing with their family.
But understand, we can't, this is a lot today, to be honest. Tom knows that shit. What do you mean? It's just, we're given, don't expect this much time, because the callers pretty much decide what we do, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but we can, when we do this, if we do this once a month, we can pretty much do this. If we go in between like this, we're taking other calls in between.
Yeah.
Think about it.
As you grew up, things changed. Teaching.
What I'm trying to tell them is because they are having callers today asking about it, that's great.
Oh,
they have it. But if callers don't call up, there's nothing artificial we can do.
No, they know that.
Yeah. So it's time to put it back in business. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise.
But you guys are lucky because you got a good product.
I know
How you can make
and I always knew they did.
Make more. Teach. Brought to you by Teach and the Ad Council.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
You guys are going to care if this happens to testimonial call. Maybe that's a problem.
Not mine at all.
As long as I know it. I did my hot tub yesterday. This new pump I got, so mine's 500 gallons, pretty big hot tub. It emptied out with this new pump, okay, in about 20 minutes. Sucked out 500 gallons. And then because I didn't realize this, I bought it.
Just suck it out. Did you redo it?
Yeah, I clean it every 6 months. So I had it filled back up. I bought a new hose. Our well water is so strong, I could fill it up. 500 gallons came out of my new hose in about 45 minutes. 45 minutes. When I did it in Castle Rock off City Water, it took me 6 hours to fill it up. It took 45 minutes.
So where do you live?
Franktown.
Yeah.
Are you looking for floor coverings? You got some great stuff going on at simplyfloorsinc.com. That's a website that can accommodate you. It'll tell you all about Simply Floors. It'll tell you all about their scheduling, and you can even schedule an appointment right there online, simplyfloorsinc.com. Buddy Mitchell has cut his overhead to the quick. He has a beautiful showroom at 52nd and Ward, and that's it. Then he's got himself and a few people, and he's got this website for you to schedule your own appointment, and he will save you tons of money when it comes to floor coverings of any kind. He doesn't have a lot of these giant warehouses and a lot of TV ads. He just wants to give you service and the best product, and of course the same product as anyone else, but cheaper. He just cuts his overhead and his profit, and he gives you excellent service, including free design services. So go to simplyfloorsinc.com, make an appointment, or stop in at 52nd or Ward, or do a combination of the two, and save yourself some money for the holidays. That's Simply Floors Inc. That's like incorporated, INC, simplyfloorsinc.com.
The Broncos cheerleaders are celebrating the 10th anniversary.
I'm not able to get all the Ulster login.
No, it's for the actual Windows login.
Most requested
Let's ask her if she can.
It's never asked
we
with
can
me
get her back or
before.
something, or I'll talk to her and then we'll tell her.
No one's going to be available this week. It's going to be Sheriff Tyler, Armed Forces.
I don't know. I'm going to talk to her though, and then I'll tell her I'll pass it on to our attorney.
You'd like to? Is cash flow tight? Are you retiring or experiencing a life change? And do you own your own home? Then consider a reverse mortgage from American Financing. Reverse mortgages are loans that pay you monthly by using the equity in your home. They also protect your spouse from possibly losing your home if you pass away, and FHA ensures that you never owe more than your house is worth. Hey, it's Ross Kaminsky, and here are the facts. You benefit immediately from no monthly mortgage payments, and you have access to tax-free money, all while owning your home.
More?
You still own
We got
your
a couple
home, and
more,
now have
yeah.
access to your equity when you need it most.
How many spots you guys have total usually in each one?
Confident about living your golden
You mean at the seminars?
financial
Oh,
comfort and
many
security.
Oh, yeah. I mean, we get,
What's your
we got
average?
rooms.
Are simple,
So
straightforward.
it's been like maybe 25 to 30
Oh,
per location.
Yeah.
So we
So
have
it keeps it somewhat intimate.
Yeah.
About 60 bucks.
Well, we'd like to have more.
How long does it take?
Hear about
An
it.
hour and a half.
Talk about it.
We get it down to a science.
Is it a good, like a PowerPoint almost?
Yeah.
Sweet, yeah.
Yeah, really nice.
Do you ask for feedback at the end?
Yeah.
Always.
Hi, Tom Martino here. Genesis Total Exteriors has these incredible windows, solar windows that actually generate electricity passively. They're like great windows. They're no more expensive than a normal good window. They put them in your home. They wire them to the grid. Even if you don't have a solar system, they accumulate credits for you and pay for themselves, plus tax credits for putting them in. Unbelievable for windows, right? 303-679-8509. In addition to solar windows, of course, they do all your regular home improvements inside and out. For great home improvements, no one will take your money and run here. 303-679-8509. Total honesty at Genesis Total Exteriors and Interiors. So it's GenesisTotalExteriors.com. All right, Mike says he knows the owner's name at Park It Right. How do you know the owner's name, Mike?
Well, my stepdaughter has had dealings with them, so...
How did she have dealings?
She's the one that called you the other day.
Oh, she went to court, and they...
with Joe was there and...
Yeah, which by the way, go ahead. What is the name?
Joel Perry.
Joel Perry. Okay, and where is he out of? What state?
I believe he's here in Colorado. I think he races cars out of, like, Erie.
Joel Perry. Really?
Yeah, I think he lives in Arvada, yes.
Now, out of Erie, you don't mean that Colorado Raceway, do you? National Race?
Yes.
We ought to call Jim up there to see if he knows Joel Perry. Joel Perry, Perry?
Yes.
Huh. So he is in Colorado. We got the impression they were out of state.
As far as I know, he is the owner, and he lives up somewhere in Arvada.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yes.
All right. Well, thank you very much. He's the one who's been, he's a coward. He doesn't give his name. He just drops these comments in under Park It Right, but won't show his name. And
he's such a consumer advocate.
Yeah, such a wonderful man. Joel Perry. Here's the thing, though. I really have a bone to pick with the apartment complex as well, because they're the ones that don't have signs up. You know, if Perry goes to them and says, you want to make some money, here's the way you do it. Anyway, I looked up Joel Perry. Let's look him up. Arvada. Let's see. So I'm looking him up. Joel Perry. We need to figure out this guy. Well, we know he's on Facebook. He made a Facebook comment. So we'll have to figure out the right one. Software engineer. We have to find the right one. Race car driver or whatever he is. Anyway, Joel Perry. That's who they say he is.
Changing the towing world forever, Mr. Perry.
Yeah. Well, we're changing you forever if you come after me. Okay, 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. So, Lori, we're trying to get a hold of our employment attorney. This is a very weird week to get a hold of people. But I want you to tell me the story. I'm going to take some notes so we can call them up and get some advice and help you out anyway. So why do you think you have employment discrimination? Because you were pregnant and they fired you when they found out?
I don't believe it was when they found out because I let them know immediately. There's just some weird things. It's a long story, so I hope you're ready.
Okay, now, I don't want a long story. Here's what I want to know. When did you tell them you were pregnant?
In the interview.
What? In the interview, what do you mean? In the job interview?
Yeah, so I was actually, the president of the school actually came to me and offered me the job. At that time, I told him that I was pregnant, and he said, okay, that's fine. I went in for an actual interview, and the lady that I sat down with, who was actually my boss, she said, not a problem, no issues at all. Now, this is where it gets fishy. So she's the overseeing boss, and then there's a boss that I had that was my direct supervisor, and then there's me. So one of the first things that was said to me when I first started was, oh, you're not 2 months pregnant, you're 5 months, almost 6 months pregnant. And from then on, it was almost like anytime I tried to talk to anyone about my maternity leave or what we need to do, because I'm due March 5th, I just wanted to get things on a road and kind of figure out what to do.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, I brought up that, hey, during graduation, I'm going to be on maternity leave. Is there a way that I can work from home part-time versus taking maternity leave? That way I'm there to help with everything that goes into a college graduation. 4 days later, I was pulled into the office with the president of the school and my overall, the overall boss, and they said that there were people reporting to them that I was saying, like, I don't like my boss, and I don't like the job, and around town, actually. They said they couldn't tell me a name. They couldn't tell me where it was. I honestly didn't say any of that anyways, which is...
Okay, so bottom line, they never really hired you.
That's how it feels, yeah. And honestly, I've had nothing but compliments since I started working, and I felt that I had to go above and beyond.
But you were never really hired.
No, I was hired. Yeah, I was actually working at the university.
Oh, you were. How long were you there before? Because you told them you were pregnant.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not even a month. I started on the 23rd, and then I was let go last Wednesday, which was, I don't even know.
And did they say why?
I'm sorry, what?
Did they say why?
Yeah, that's what I was saying, is they basically fired me on the terms of hearsay.
Like, what was it?
They were saying that people had heard me say that I'm going to go to the president and get my boss fired, which is not true. She was reading off of a piece of paper while I was in the room with them. I asked her for that, and she would not give it to me. She would not tell me names. She would not tell me locations of where people had heard that. And to be quite honest with you, I didn't say it. So I think they just came up with an excuse, not due to performance, obviously, but I think they came up with an excuse, and they fired me for it. I think they realized that
it's so hard to prove because they hired her,
yeah, that's
knowing she was pregnant.
They hired you knowing you're pregnant. You're going to have a tough time.
But here's the thing. So they thought I was only 2 months pregnant. When I told her 17 weeks, I guess she just didn't know how to do the math. I don't know. But anyway, so I told her it was 17 weeks, maybe because I didn't tell her month-wise. She didn't know. But I don't think they also realized that once I was going on maternity leave is when they would actually need me the most, if that makes sense. So it's almost like it's more headache to have me there then, versus like having to find someone to scramble and cover for me.
Okay, we'll get Sean's opinion on this. Okay, Lori, we know the story. We're going to locate him and get his opinion. If not today, we'll try to get it early this week.
Hey, we found Terry on LinkedIn, or Perry.
Joel Perry.
Yes.
We did?
It's definitely him.
Okay, Joel Perry on LinkedIn. I want to.
He was a plumber, too, at one point.
Oh, he's going to really love me.
Yes.
We'll go find him.
We got to find a picture of him, Dano.
Yeah. Put him on the Sleaze Brigade. 303-713-TALK, 713-8255. Rocky's Auto, 63rd and Federal. If you're looking for a used car or a truck or an SUV or a van for Christmas, let the Shagman play Santa Claus for you. Yes, they have some special Christmas deals, at Rockies. Now, what I love about Rockies is you'll know those deals because they have them clearly marked on each and every car. They don't keep any secrets from their people. All you have to do is go on that lot and compare your notes. Yeah, go shopping, then go to Rockies. They have 40 lenders to choose from, too, and you have all kinds of down payment options, credit card, cash check. You know what? And of course, trades. They sell most trades right there. Why don't you give them a call or drop by at 63rd and Federal. Monday through Saturday, 9 to 8. They'll be closed on Thanksgiving, but open every other day. And they have some great Black Friday deals. 303-426-4646. That's Rockies, 63rd and Federal.
From the L&L Heating and Air Conditioning Traffic Center.
Trouble's at minimum in the...
Staff here?
Dan will be able to find them on Facebook. Spectacular.
He has no photo on this?
We found a photo.
We think we got a photo.
Yeah, that's true. We don't know if that's him.
Where do you think you found it?
Yeah, where did that photo? You just
Joel Perry, Arvada, Colorado image. And then when you bring it up, it says Park It Right. Park It Right.
How do you spell it?
Park It Right.
No. Joel. Where do you
Joel
find
Perry,
him?
P-E-R-R-I.
See if you can find Joel Perry, P-E-R-R-I, on Facebook, Arvada.
Best Buy in town, I only find Joe Perry. I only find one Joe Perry.
Look in LinkedIn is where we got
on LinkedIn. I only find one. Joe, manager at Best Buy, Joe Perry.
This guy's the owner of Park It Right.
It's right on there. It says.
Here, I can send you the link. I sent it to Mark.
Well, hold on. Why isn't it coming up? I have
P-E-R-R-I
and no results for Park. Oh, hold on. Here's Park It Right. I got that, but no Perry, no Joel Perry.
Go to Park It Right.
And it says Park It Right, Security and Investigations.
That's a different one.
Change how parking enforcement is performed
There
on
it
your
is.
property.
There it is.
That's Park It Right.
Yeah.
It's not his name.
Well, on the one he's sending you, it is.
Okay.
He might have a LinkedIn just for his company.
Having been in the towing business since 1973, all the same old shit.
That's him. You see where he's a plumber too?
Oh my God. Yeah, it comes up right. Joel.
Hey, Dad.
What, if I put Joel in, it says no results.
Okay, no, so I just sent it to you, Tom. Should have an email.
But how did you find it? Because I put Joel in, it says no results.
I just linked it and just started going up and down and looking for it.
Is a Denver dentist.
This is amazing.
Retirement can last 20, 30,
It's got here it is. Here it is. I found it. President at Parking Authority? No.
He was.
How do you feel?
He was.
Okay, but it doesn't say Park It Right on his. Here. It says President at Parking Authority, right?
Just follow
Isn't that what it says?
Follow the link.
Saturday, right here on 630 KL.
Where'd you send it to me?
Retirement income strategy that you won't outlive. A strategy to show you what you can
His emails on his website.
Mine
too.
seems to
Joe
take a
at
while.
Park It Right.
follow your retirement dreams.
Okay, he has inventor of customer service. Okay, but he has two. He has another one that calls himself President at Parking Authority. Parking Authority, University of Colorado.
Retirement income strategy. An income
The one I sent you is where he's
Joel Perry, inventor and creator of customer service friendly parking enforcement. Park It Right, Colorado Master Plumber, Arvada.
Attention, this is an investor notice. Are you interested in
I'll
making
send you
some extra
How old do you think he is, just roughly?
Then listen
It's
to this.
57.
The Government Tax Lien
How old?
Network is offering a
57.
free tax lien kit, which contains 2 DVDs and a step-by-step report that will show you how to earn guaranteed returns between 15 and 35% yearly, which is
I'll send you
completely
what I
secured by the
think
government.
is
They'll
his
even show you how to do this inside your
I mean, it says Park It Right.
Oh, I'm going to publish my stuff on LinkedIn.
It's got to be.
I'm going to copy it.
But I know Suzanne will find
That's
it.
a good idea, actually.
I'm going to do it. I'm going to do it.
Free tax lien kit. Then get ready to buy tax liens for pennies on the dollar.
He's got some
and buy
exciting
houses
news
for
here.
as low as $500.
Provided by Park It
Up to
Right.
10 hours per week. Call 800-597-9217.
Benefits of our program are convenient access via app or web, worry-free, instant permit verification, eliminating unnecessary enforcement, easy register guest online, save time when reporting parking issues.
Was not a collector or a hoarder. She was a keeper, and she kept a lot.
So that was our task.
Inventor of that padlock.
He invented the padlock.
So that's what it is. He's his remote service. Well, he's got a combination padlock.
And he's a Colorado master.
So you call in there, and once you transfer the money,
I wonder if he's hanging his license anywhere.
It took everything but the house.
You see where I'm going? I wonder if Mr. Perry's hanging that master plumbing license anywhere. Oh, Mr. Perry. You poor bastard. I bet he is.
I bet he is too.
I'm Diana, and we are everything but the house.
I'm sure he's not turning rent.
Partner for families across the country.
No.
Belonging to land on our online marketplace with global audience of viewers. An advantage that allows us to write
Lisa Kempton might be his wife, based off the Park White website.
Everything but the house.
Say it again.
Lisa Kempton. Says L-I-S-A, then last name K-E-M-P-T-O-N. Lisa Kempton, who with her husband Joel opened the Broomfield location at Park Right.
Yeah, he's co-owner of the parking authority. Whatever that is.
Changing the way they blackmail consumers everywhere.
This is fun for you guys.
It is fun. It is fun. It's a service. It's not fun.
That's right.
We got to get Denver, our people over in building to sniff around on his licensing.
This is the net result of it on Denver's talk station. 630
Hi, Tom Martino, your troubleshooter. 303-713-TALK, 303-713-8255. Welcome to the only show of its kind anywhere in the universe and the longest running continual radio show with the same host. Sean Olson is an attorney at law that does employment law, and we use him as our expert all the time. He's on our referral list at referrallist.com. Sean, thank you very much. Listen,
of course, anytime.
Lori, she had a job interview. When was the job interview, Lori?
So I did the job interview on October 3rd.
October 3rd, and she was hired. She told him she was pregnant, 17 weeks, October 3rd. She was hired, and how long did you work there, Lori?
I worked there until November 15th.
And on November 15th, they fired you.
Yes.
And they told you why? Because you were gossiping about the boss.
Not even that. It was basically just hearsay that I was saying that I was going to get her fired, which isn't true.
Okay. So that's what they told you. And you think they fired you because you're pregnant?
Yeah, like I said, one of the first things that was said to me when I was hired was, "Oh, you're not 2 months pregnant, you're almost 6 months pregnant." And
but you were hired. You were hired. That's the point. So, Sean, I think she has a tough case because they hired her.
Well, and I actually called the lawyer here, and he was going to take the case until he found out who it was against, and then said it was a conflict of interest because it's a small town.
Oh.
So.
Okay, who is it against?
Kansas Wesleyan University.
Okay, so, listen, Sean. Can they use that as a defense? Listen, we hired her knowing she was pregnant. We would have kept her. The only reason why I got rid of her is because she was rumoring. And, she was, whatever. Gossiping.
And if that's their reason for terminating your employment, then yeah, that's going to be perfectly legal and not a violation of any federal or state law.
So how do you prove otherwise? That's what I'm getting at, Sean.
So how do you prove otherwise? You'd have to, it would be a hard case. I mean, I guess I'll say that at the outset, but if you could find something, whether that's emails, whether that's comments made by managers, something to
yeah, well, that comment was made by a manager.
And at what point in time did he make that comment?
She actually made it almost immediately once I was hired.
Well, I mean, that certainly strengthens your case. As an attorney, I would be hesitant to go forward based on that comment alone. I would certainly want to try to find more before making that determination. But one of the great things you have access to is both the EEOC and the CCRD, and either of those agencies can take a complaint from you, file a charge against the employer, and do an investigation of your claim and see if there's something there.
Yeah. Well, and the big issue here is not just what happened to me, but it happens to people all the time. And it's cases like this where it's hard to prove, but it's very obvious. And so I just don't want it to happen to anybody else. And, what happened to me was awful. I got along with everybody. There was never any issues. And what happened came as a surprise to everybody. So I just don't want it to happen again to somebody else.
I understand. Yeah, and my recommendation to you would be to file a complaint with the EEOC as soon as you can, and get them on it. They're a group of professionals. They do they're very good at what they do, and if there's anything out there to be found, they're going to be the ones to find it.
And then you can take it from there. Thank you. Sean Olson is an attorney at law, 303-586-7297. And he handles employment. Okay, become the banker.info. You got to go there. Their other site is becomethebanker.org. You can call them at 303-779-6600.
Now that it's winter, you need to think about the health of your home.
That's definitely him on LinkedIn.
Yeah, we're starting to find out stuff about him right now. I would have teased it, but we ran out of time.
So he had a tow company that he sold in...
He's got a distraint warrant for not paying taxes. He's got a couple protection orders. We'll see the rest of it.
Wow. Hey, so you're here tomorrow, right?
Yeah, why wouldn't I?
Well, I just wonder, because I'm going to do the updates here.
You're here tomorrow, aren't you?
Yeah. Last time I did the updates, the little screw and stuff.
Oh, you mean the computer?
So I just want to, and then Ross is here, so I can come up here early just to make sure everything's good.
No, I think he's off all week, brother.
He is. That's why I can come.
Oh, he's not here. Oh, that's right, because Caldera does it from his house or wherever.
So, very good. Yeah.
I started I thought I was getting one of those migraines again.
Ooh. Why?
Well, I didn't see anything like I did last time, but I had that weird feeling. So I shoved down 2 waters, and I felt a hell of a lot better.
Oh, that dehydration? Absolutely, that can do it.
That will do it.
I used to get migraines.
Mine are,
okay, we're off.
They call them ocular.
Yeah, right.
Oh,